All right, y'all. I know we're in portrait mode, but we doing what we got to do today. All right. All right, we getting ready to get started.
Not making the same fight. He's sitting there messing with the camera. Why that lady came over and knocked it down before when they came over to Mason. For the fact that there'd be no video evidence. I bet that's why they did it.
Yeah. That's why I told her. You heard me say like it's still recording.
Yeah.
Now she wanted to knock the camera down under the idea that her husband was gonna come and beat me up. It's like, look, man. For one,
His ass, Seabass.
yeah, for one, it's like if you going against two men, I don't know how that shit works.
Yeah.
So unless you plan on pulling out something and shooting somebody.
No, bro, when they trying to break out weapons. He didn't seem like he wanted nothing to smoke.
Oh yeah, because he was doing all that yelling like a straight bitch. Get down. Get down. Yeah, we got more batteries that we need.
Good old solitaire.
Okay.
Have me locked in.
You on that senior citizen time?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I ain't playing bingo yet though.
Let me grab this mic. There it is. Got it. Yeah, so it should be fully powered. It should be good. Test. All praises to the Most High God. We're going to go ahead and sign in saying, call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's all praises be unto Yahweh in the name of the Son Yahushai. Right? We are San Antonio Masada, and we are back out here with yet another lesson. Right? To bid our people to repentance. The real Israelites, who you know as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? Oh, let me scoot this up real quick. Because with all the things going on in the earth, it's very important that we be out here to preach the gospel. Got time for the Bible, sister?
I'm listening.
Okay. Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes, I do.
What tribe you come from in it? Do you know?
What tribe?
What tribe? You know how Christ came from the tribe of Judah?
I don't know that one.
Well, yes, he's the lion who roars out of the tribe of Judah. So if Christ belonged to a tribe, everybody on the earth belongs to a tribe.
I don't know if I my tribe yet.
Are you Mexican? Yeah? You're from the tribe of Issachar. Issachar means he who was hired. That's one of the sons of Jacob. All right? Keep God's law, sister.
Thank you, Amen.
And there's a ramp right there. You don't have to do that. Amen. Trying to get away from us as quick as possible. We know what it is. But take care, sister. Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 real quick while the sister's in the area. Yeah, let's get that real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
We're just out here to inform our people to keep the commandments. Yeah, we're out here also to give you the lowdown on what's happening prophetically, but most of y'all, I'm going to be real, probably don't have the foundation to receive that. Yeah, because if we ask y'all who Gog and Magog is in Ezekiel 38, most of y'all don't have the first frame of reference what that means. Hell, when we ask you what your tribe is, and you don't know what that is, that tells me you don't know what it says in the Bible whatsoever. I'm not saying that's a crime, but it could mean the difference between life and death if you're put to the test. And that brings me to the topic that we are out here to talk about today. We're going to try to get another lesson that we haven't been able to finish, and it's called The Mirth is Gone, Only Sorrow Remains. The average American is now becoming familiar with just how bad things truly are. See, the American government and its military are being humiliated by Iran right now. Right? You're seeing Iran shoot down F-35s, shoot down F-16s, when the American government told you that that was the cutting edge technology that couldn't be stopped. But yet we're watching it be stopped by who they told you were just a couple of camel jockeys out in the middle of a desert. Give me Isaiah 14 real quick. Because see, these nations are starting to realize that America is weak. And see, right now they're saying, art thou become as weak as us? But in time they're going to say, you're weaker than us. Most people don't understand that is a distinctly different reality when your enemies realize that you are weaker than them. Yeah, thank you, sir.
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
We're going to keep going. We're going to get more on that. But now what you're seeing is all these nations out here, they're seeing America descend into absolute pandemonium and chaos. Because if y'all think it's bad, wait till you can't fill your tank up at all. The price of gas keeps going up and up and up. Wait until China and Russia finally say, you know what, the hell with it. We're sending reinforcements to Venezuela to cut y'all off. See, now China is about to join Russia in fighting Ukraine. See, a lot of y'all are not aware of what's going on geopolitically. You have China now starting to join the fight over in Russia, and then you have Russia who's basically lending direct support to Iran. So if y'all think the Strait of Hormuz and its crisis is a problem, wait until Russia sends those Chechens over to Iran who said they want to be part of what they call jihad or holy war, because they're Muslim too. See, most of y'all think just because there's some white folks over there that they're all Christian. Nope. There's a large contingent of Muslims over in Russia and surrounding associated nations, right? Like Belarus. You've got the Belarusians starting to recognize that NATO is trying to encroach further against Russia. So they're making a stand saying, hey, we got to be prepared to fight. I was watching a video. The guy's name is Lomachenko, some shit, right? He's one of the politicians and defense ministers over there. And he told his subordinates, you're going to have to prove your worthiness or you won't survive. And he doesn't mean you're going to die in the war. He said, we're going to deal with you. See, all these nations are being roused up in the spirit of war. Let's get more on this in Isaiah 14, because the crux of what we want to say is right beneath here.
It's Isaiah 14, verse 9.
Bring it out.
Hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
That's all we need.
Right? Because I know the next verse talks about the rapid ascent into the so-called heavens, or in power, preeminence. Can you look up that word for me, preeminence? Right? America had a meteoric rise to its power today. Folks have to understand, America is not older than 250 years old. Right? So the rise to being the superpower of the earth was a meteoric one. Very rapid. But just as rapidly as America ascended, she's falling like lightning to the ground. The Bible likens it being cut down into the grave. That's why these other nations are starting to look at America and go, wait a minute, something's wrong. You don't got the juice no more. You can't project power the way you used to. America used to say, hey, we're going to topple your nation, and a couple of months later, it was done. Now America sits back blustering and talking shit, but ultimately powerless and impotent.
Old dog that lost his teeth.
Old dog with no teeth. Or an old lion with no teeth. You ever see an old lion with no teeth? It's one of the saddest things on the planet. That lion starves to death. And that's what you're seeing happen to America. Because martially, America's becoming impotent. And as a result, because they can't rule by the sword, they're becoming impotent. And now they're having to threaten with their most destructive implements that will ultimately destroy them as well. Go ahead and get it.
The definition of preeminence. The state of being superior, having higher rank, or being more distinguished than others in a particular field.
So America's losing the ability to distinguish themselves as the so-called #1 country on the planet. And see, the thing is, isn't it only fair? Because America distinguishing themselves as preeminent, didn't America stand on the backs and necks of slaves? Yes. Then they move into another nation's house. Yes. So how are you preeminent while you're standing on the backs of your slaves? See, again, that's why all these other nations are going, wait a minute, America, you ain't the same the way you were back in the 70s and 60s. Or when you came out of World War II with a bunch of, B-52 bombers and Eagles and explosions and shit. All that, America great and America first. That pomp is down to the grave. Most High God threw that down quick.
Little kids there bullying grew up and got bigger. And shit.
Yeah, all the small nations that you bullied have grown up. They've been hitting the gym.
I've been waiting, nigga.
I've been waiting on this shit. That's what North Korea been saying. Kim Jong-un, he said, hey, man, I'm not going out like my daddy did. I'm going to send missiles over to America. Why y'all think everybody that you face as an enemy, Kim Jong-un is in the corner posted up? Going, y'all need missiles? What y'all need? I got something for you. Why y'all think everywhere you turn, Russia and China are posted up going, hey, don't do that. Oh, you moved your Navy out? My Navy's right there to counter yours. Oh, you got drone technology? Well, we got drone technology too, and we're going to give it to your enemies. See, now y'all are hearing about all these planes so-called crashing in the Middle East. They're not crashing, y'all. They're being shot down. Because Russia and China are giving Iran radar systems and missiles capable of basically shooting down fighter jets, shooting down spy planes, predator drones, drones that can fly at altitudes of 10 to 20,000 feet, where the conventional radars don't even pick them up. These other nations understand in order to fail America, I have to arm their enemies. And where did they learn it from? America. Because that's how America takes over their enemies. They start arming groups that are proxy to you. And before you know it, your brother's standing there looking at you with a gun from the white man going, I have a word to pick with you. Look at the conflict in Rwanda, the Hutsis and the Tutsis, brothers who ended up slaughtering one another. Oh, why? Because America favored one side, armed them, and then pitted them against their brothers. So now America's facing what they put out. Can you go with me to Isaiah? I believe it's 32. No, Isaiah 33:1.
It's Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1.
Bring it up.
Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, then, or they shall deal treacherously with thee.
So for all the rape, robbery, and murder that America's done, now America wants to retire. Remember Avengers Endgame after Thanos had snapped his fingers, accomplished his goal? Thanos is on his little farm, chilling. Like, man, it's good to, have accomplished my goals. I'm going to go ahead and retire.
No fight left.
And then what happened? The Avengers showed up and Thor cut his head off. See, and that's what's happening to America. Now America's enemies are showing up going, nah, you might have forgot all the atrocities you did, but we didn't. You might not remember all the children and women that you killed and raped, but we didn't forget. Give me Ecclesiastes 3:15.
Going further than that, too, because
And here's the thing. The Israelites haven't forgotten either. But even greater than us, the Most High God didn't forget. Check this out.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15.
Bring it out.
That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past.
So the Most High God requires that which is past. See, again, that's why you're not supposed to pollute the land wherein ye are, as it says in Numbers 35. For blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed, but of the blood of him that shed it. So the only way to balance the scales and to wipe away all this, all the righteous blood that has been spilled, the only way to balance things out is for the blood of the unrighteous to be spilled. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Brother, can you get me Amos 8 and 1 through 3? We're going to lead in with that, and then we're going to drop back to Isaiah 66 and 15 through 16. Because most of y'all don't understand, the Most High God is about to start slaying the unjust and the wicked. The Most High God is about to have harsh judgment befall the earth. And those of y'all who have built your entire empire on rape, robbery, and murder will be among the slain of the Lord. Go ahead and get it.
Amos chapter 8, verse 1. Thus hath the Lord God showed unto me, and behold, a basket of summer fruit. And he said, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then said the Lord unto me, the end is come upon my people of Israel. I will not again pass by them any more. And the songs of the temple shall be howlings. In the day, saith the Lord God, there shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them forth with silence.
So in this basket of summer fruit, you have a diverse array of fruits. The last time I checked, the tree of Israel has 12 diverse fruits on it. And out of this basket of fruit, Amos is prophesying that there shall be many dead bodies. So even of the Most High God's people, there's going to be many slain people. But especially of those who enslaved God's people. See, most of the time, y'all catch us talking about the so-called white man and his wickedness. But we don't bring up the Silk Road slave trade or the Sub-Saharan slave trade. All the heathen of the Bible have to endure their judgment. But the wicked of our people are going to be caught up in that judgment. Can you give me Amos 9 real quick? And start at verse 8 and read through 10.
Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
We're going to keep going. So all the people of Israel are about to be sifted. The same way that you sift corn when you're separating it from the corn from the kernel, right? The chaff and the kernel. The kernel's the part that you desire to eat, and the chaff is the plant material that you want to separate it from. The chaff is likened unto the wicked. And what do you do with the chaff after you separate it? You burn it. But what do you do with the kernels? You gather them and you put them in the barn, or you store them. You save them. The Most High God is about to separate the righteous from the wicked. And he's going to sift his people from among all nations. How you doing, brother? If you're Native Hispanic, you're an Israelite. Keep God's laws. Let's get this next verse.
Verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
So the wicked of God's people are going to die by the sword. Well, ain't it handy that World War III is about to break out? Where you're talking about millions of people are about to die. And for those of y'all who don't think millions of people can die in war, we've already had a war happen in actually going on right now. Most of y'all don't know, over 2 million Ukrainian men alone have been killed in the conflict with Russia. Can you imagine being sent into a war where your life expectancy on the front lines is measured in hours? See, now if you go on Facebook, TikTok, or any of these social media platforms, you got videos of all these young people being sent to Iran, being sent over to Karg Island. They're crying into the camera, saying, I just joined the military to go to college. I didn't sign up for this. Not understanding, no, that is what you signed up for. To protect America against enemies, foreign and domestic. Guess what? America's got a foreign enemy for you. And notice it has nothing to do with moral position, because you're fighting to protect pedophiles over in America. That's why they call it the Epstein War. See, now you're starting to hear that term be thrown around. See, all you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians who signed up to join this white man's military, you're about to protect his nation while he's being exposed for child trafficking, being exposed for organ harvesting, being exposed for all these different maladies and abominable works in the earth. You're about to fight to defend him, and you're going to die trying.
Right.
How you doing, King?
How's it going?
Doing well. If y'all are Native Hispanic, y'all are princesses and princes on the planet. Keep God's laws. Y'all the Israelites. See, again, that's why we're out here, man. And see, wisdom cried without. She crieth in the chief places of concourse. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And scorners delight in their scorning, delighting in your foolishness. Because death is coming to America. Oh, and it's going to be a huge wave. Y'all ain't going to even know what's going on. See, and guess what? All those Marines they sent to Karg Island, now there's a media blackout. They can't contact their families. Wonder why that is. Because they're already dead. And your government's not going to say nothing. Why do you think Trump said, hey, we need another 5,000 troops? What happened to the other 2,500? You threw them into the meat grinder, and they got ground up. Dead. See, again, saying this type of stuff, the dominant society, they're going to pretend like it don't hurt. But see, that's because they're over the age of 45. They're thinking this ain't going to affect me. You might want to look up World War II, where they were going to send 70-year-olds. Your old geriatric ass about to be over there fighting. Even if you got to roll up to the enemy in a motor scooter. Hopefully your arthritis don't affect your marksmanship. But, brother, can you get me Isaiah 66 and 15 through 16? Because it's like I said, the slain of the Lord is going to be in numbers that are literally astronomical. I'm talking about in the billions. Because, see, this is going to be a war of nuclear weapons. And guess what weapon the Most High God created? The waster to destroy, as it's called in the Bible. But it's a nuclear missile. Go ahead and get it.
It's Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
See, we're trying to tell the real Israelites, get right with the Lord. Because the slain of the Lord is going to be numerous. See, if you think serving God is simply just obeying 10 commandments, you are incorrect. There are 613 commandments. I'm going to give y'all one. Let's go to Deuteronomy 17 real quick. See, most of you Israelites don't even realize it's not biblically permissible for you to elect a leader that is not of your brethren. That's a law from God. Go ahead and read it. Deuteronomy 17 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
So that is one of the 613 laws that the Israelites are required to keep. You can't elect a heathen over you. Why do you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians think every time you elect a heathen to plead your cause, they stab you in the back? Because God told you you're not supposed to be putting your trust in your enemies. Let's go to Lamentations 4 real quick. For real, a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you don't vote. And it's spiritual. The Most High God put it in your spirit not to vote for your enemies. Because if the white man didn't want you in slavery, guess where you'd be? Not in slavery. It wouldn't take a vote for him to do it. But get me Lamentations 4 and 17.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We're going to keep going. So our people hope in vain that the sons of the slave master are going to somehow start treating them equitably and extend to them mercy. We hope in vain to be restored by our enemies that took everything from us. I don't care. Be safe out here, man. Keep God's laws, brother. Keep going.
Verse 18. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. They breathe of our nostrils. The anointed of the Lord was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen.
Well, we're going to read the next two. Right? See, we've tried to live in the shadow of our oppressor. We've tried everything to be at peace with them. And they have done exactly what the Most High God put in their spirit to do. Continue to persecute us.
Right.
See, that's why we're trying to tell our people that we hope in vain for restoration from our enemies. Right? How you doing, sister? Got time for the Bible today?
We're trying to meet my mom over here.
Okay, well, do you know what tribe you come from in the Bible before you go?
I can ask her. She actually just trying to come with me.
Okay, y'all coming back this way? All right, we'll be here. Yeah, man, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? Because if you say you believe in the Most High God, and if I ask you what is righteousness according to God, do you know? Because if you think it's just believing in Jesus, that is not correct. Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 25 real quick. We're going to come right back to Lamentation.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us.
So righteousness in the eyes of God is keeping his commandments. And there are 613 laws in the Bible. So if you think you only got to keep the 10 commandments, again, you are gravely mistaken. You a princess, sister, all right? If you Native Hispanic, you an Israelite. Keep God's laws. Again, and that's our sole duty, to come out here and tell the real Israelites to keep the laws of God. That in the days of judgment. Give me Revelation 11 and 18 real quick. We're going to come back to Lamentations, then we're going to go back to Isaiah 66, right? We hold too many precepts. We got to get them out of here.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
So the Most High God is about to judge the earth. And he's about to destroy them that destroy the earth. There's a functioning example right next to us. You have the river here, right? Running right through the center of San Antonio. And it looks like toilet water. Who did that? The Israelites didn't do it. I can tell you who did it. The same people who had you in slavery. The same people who fly these planes around, spraying silver iodide, barium, bacteria, and all the other wicked things they spray in the air. The same people who want to give you a jab every couple of months. You know they've come out and admitted that that jab served no purpose whatsoever. And those of y'all who took it are now immunologically compromised.
They didn't have to tell me that. I already knew.
But to those of us who study these scriptures to show ourselves approved, we knew damn well the white man didn't have any medical advancements to give us. Because they are physicians of no value. And the word doctor means fraud. See, most of y'all don't even understand. The archaic meaning of the word doctor literally means fake or fraud. So again, to those of us who read, we saw that shit coming a mile away. Those of us who knew about the Tuskegee experiments, where they were shooting black people up with syphilis just to see what would happen. Those of us who are aware of how they were testing plutonium-based mist. See, most of y'all think like the actual radioactive substance is all you got to worry about. No, everything it comes in contact with is contaminated. So if you cool down plutonium with water, you now have plutonium contaminated water. There's a term for it. It's like radiated, but it's like plutonium-nated water. Right? Same thing with all that, what is it, tritium. You remember that Fukushima disaster all them years ago where they had that 8-point-something earthquake? They had that nuclear meltdown in the Fukushima reactor and they dumped all that water into the ocean. The underwater currents took that water right over here. Why do you think cancer went through the roof in America? See, the under ocean currents, they also correspond to the atmospheric currents. Because where does the water from the clouds come from? It comes from the water in the oceans. See, those of us who understand and read about these things, we know that the so-called white man ain't got nothing good for you. That's why the Bible tells you to come out of her, my people, the Israelites. But let's go back to Lamentations.
It's Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
So one of the things that we constantly get accused of when we come out here to preach is that we enslaved our own people. We've done the same wickedness as everyone else. And you know what? I don't deny that. However, the difference is we paid for our iniquities. We went into slavery to our enemies. What about the rest of you? So now the Most High God is about to visit you heathen, starting with the children of Esau. As much as y'all don't like that word or that name on the YouTube filters, we gonna keep saying it. That's one of the things I will not bend on. I'm not gonna call you anything other than what you are, the Edomites. Because y'all have to be paid back for all the wickedness that you've done in the earth. And newsflash, you are your ancestors. Give me Lamentations 5 and 7 while we're in the neighborhood.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
So we went into slavery to our enemies because we sinned as a nation. We departed from our heritage. And we chose to follow after the ways of the heathen. And I'm talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the Israelites. You are the people who are supposed to keep the laws of God. Right? That's why every time we go to church, the other nations think we're throwing a party. Because it's in our spirit to serve God. That's why they emulate you all over the earth. Because you have a zeal for God, albeit not according to knowledge. But see, now, we're starting to acquire our heritage back. Because the Most High God has sent men like us all over the earth to remind the real Israelites to return unto Him and keep His commandments. And many of you disavow these words and ignore them, but some of you don't. A righteous remnant. See, that's why we read earlier, the Most High God is going to make a full end of these other nations, but He's not going to make a full end of the Israelites. The sons of Jacob, the Most High God is going to deliver you, a remnant. But to you other nations, oh, get ready to go through. No mercy. Going to be like ODB. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Most High God coming with no filters, no dilution, no rubbers. Nothing. You getting straight judgment. And it's well deserved. Let's go back to Isaiah 66. ODB come through from beyond the grave, right? Rest in peace to the elder. No, we good. Can you get me Matthew 24 and 3 through 14? We're going to read the prophecy that the Messiah left us with. Right? Because even his disciples wanted to know, what's going to be the telling of the end of the world? What are the indicators that would precede the end of this age or this aeon? And guess what? Christ gave you a really good answer. That's why for all you folks out here talking about you love Jesus, y'all should know what times you're living in right now. If you truly love Christ the way you say you do. Because Christ did not mince his words. He was very straightforward. Go ahead and get it.
14, right?
Yes, sir.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
So the things that we're seeing coming up on the earth right now indicate the beginnings of sorrows. Why do you think no matter how much you try, you just can't seem to recapture the magic of America from 30 years ago when we were in the so-called 90s? Can you look up a word for me? Halcyon, right? Halcyon, halcyon.
M or
N. N. As an N. There you go, yeah. There you go. Let me get it.
there you go.
And then, again, it went back to Halcyon. I tell you, man. There you go.
Definition of halcyon, a past period that was idyllic, happy, peaceful, and prosperous, often described as golden or calm.
Man, I'm gonna have to do this because yeah, that rain is coming. Got it? Yeah. Right. So the halcyon days of America are at an end. The idyllic and peaceful days of America are long gone, and there's no bringing them back. See, that's why the Most High God, everywhere y'all go, y'all have men like us, raining on y'all parade, literally. It's in the spirit. See, and again, some of y'all really should be asking yourselves, why is it that the Most High God is making sure that you can't enjoy nothing out here? Why does God keep continuously raining on your parade? But that's because the Most High God is making sure that the time of judgment is known by all. Because what would it benefit us to say that this place is under judgment if you didn't feel it? See, the Most High God is making sure that all of the earth understands who rules in the nations of men.
That's right.
Give me Daniel 4:17 real quick. See, again, sometimes y'all think this is personal. It's not personal. It's just business. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen, and our business is telling you to wake up and return to your God. That is our business. Go ahead and get it.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
So not only does the Most High God run everything on the earth, including geopolitics and who's in rulership, but he can decide to set up a literal cave beast as the preeminent nation on the planet. And that's exactly what the Most High God has done. The very same people known as cave dwellers or Caucasians are in power. Servants are in rulership. As a matter of fact, let's go to Ecclesiastes. I already know what you're pulling. get me Ecclesiastes 10 and start at 5 and read down. Yeah, read down through 7.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And that's exactly what's going on here in the earth today. So you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and you scattered Israelite diaspora, you are the true nobility of the earth. But everywhere you look on the earth, you are counted as nothing. You're called so-called black or nigger. You're called beaner or wetback. You're called TP creeper. Our prairie nigger, what they call our native brothers. They call you the Zanj. They have all these different pejoratives for you all over the earth. But you're the true nobility of the earth. Hell, they even have the audacity to call you a little black person, Negrito. Knowing that you are the true nobility. And they even tell you in video games, those of y'all who like to play Dark Souls. Remember those pygmy people? The people who created the earth or the world in that game?
Right.
That word pygmy goes back to the little black people in Malaysia. See, again, most of y'all don't understand what's being shown to you. And as a result, your enemies gloat while telling you the truth, but you're too simple to receive it because you don't read. But, brother, let's go back. Where were we at?
Matthew 24, verse 9.
Yeah, keep going.
It's Matthew chapter 24, verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall...
I don't think we got it.
Baby steps on that. See, the things that are going on in America with these food shortages, fuel shortages, political upheaval, and factionism. Can you look up factionism for me? See, when all these things become the so-called rule of law, you're going to see people hating one another on a scale you've never seen before.
Factionalism.
No, that works. Factionalism, yeah.
Definition of factionalism: the splitting of a group, organization, or government into smaller, often opposing cliques, characterized by intense disagreements.
So all these political schisms or rifts or points of separation are going to be reasons to kill and hate one another. See, the Messiah, he already told you that many people are going to fight one against another, turn one against another. Hell, the Messiah told you the enemies of a man's house are going to be those of his own household. Your wife, your kids, grandmama, granddaddy. Look at what's happening to the white man now. His kids hate Trump so much, they're willing to turn on their own. See, you're seeing these very same prophecies that were made thousands of years ago play out right in front of us. But more times than not, the foolishness of America prevails, and we don't think twice about what's happening around us.
Shot one of they old good old boys down. Shot the person, like,
Yeah, y'all got a reminder when they plugged Charlie Kirk in the neck. Y'all got to see a man literally get shot on live TV for factionalism. See, and again, it's not going to set in until it's on every block, until people have to bury somebody in their own family. But see, Israelites already know about it. It's called gang violence. It's called drug cartels. See, we already know about factionalism. But the rest of you heathen are about to find out what it means. And see, y'all are going to do what you always do. You try to turn to us for answers. Have you ever had somebody where you're playing a video game and they're asking you every question under the sun? How do I do this? What do I do here? And you go, hey, let me have a controller. No. You're basically playing the game for them, but they don't want you to control anything. That's what these heathen are like now. Hey, fix my kingdom for me so I can beat your ass again and put you in slavery. See, that's why we're here to tell you, it's over.
factionalism and judging and liking on little rings.
Oh yeah, get that. 2nd Ezra 5 and 42 real quick. We're going to come right back to Matthew 24. See, most of y'all don't understand. God's judgment is likened unto a ring. Where do y'all think that goes, or what goes around, comes from? That's straight out the Bible. Go ahead and get it.
2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 42.
Bring it out.
And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first.
So the Most High God, through the prophet Ezra, is saying, hey, look, my judgment is consistent. It is standardized. The same way I don't delay judgment for the first is the same way I don't rush to judgment for the last. It is all done by number and by the letter. And the Bible already let you know, first to the Jew and then to the Gentile. And that's not just in regards to salvation. That's in regards to judgment. Because in order to be saved, guess what you got to receive? Judgment. And last time I checked, you can't drink that water down there. A righteous judgment would fix that. But what if the righteous judgment is for the people who polluted it to go in slavery? See, again, that's why there's so many layers to this knowledge in the Bible. And your pastor does you a disservice when he pulls 2 or 3 verses and then wants to dance and sing and collect money. Well, let's keep going to Matthew.
It's Matthew 24, verse 13.
Bring it out.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So, those who endure unto the end, those are going to be the ones who get saved. Those who keep the commandments and are Israelites, despite all the persecution, despite all the attempts to be ostracized. Can you look up that word ostracized for me? See, we're about to be excluded from society. See, most of y'all don't realize they're about to do biometric identification here in America. There's going to come a point where they're going to be pushing for biometrics to be put in your body, and we call that the mark of the beast. The RFID microchip, which they're already inserting into people's heads, Neuralink, or into their hands. They're already doing it. But eventually that's going to become the standard. You're going to have to take a stand as an Israelite and stand under the banner of Yahweh, no matter what happens to your body, no matter what threats come toward you. And trust me, this white devil, he has no qualms about killing your family.
You know they're going to be using coons to push it to make it look cool and shit.
Oh yeah, you know they're going to push all the coons of our people who will sell out to the white man for a check. Oh yeah, you know it. Because see, most of you don't even know, in order to get into those training camps for the NFL, they got to scan their hand to get in. See, people have leaked little videos of them scanning their hands to get in. Now, whether it's a bracelet, a ring, or something like that, it might still be external, but eventually it's going to be internal.
Don't want you losing.
Yeah, we can't have you losing it.
Somebody stealing.
Yeah, or somebody claiming to be you. See, that's the guise of humanitarianism that the white man always uses. Think of the children. Think of all the crimes we could prevent by doing more crimes. That's how the white man operates. Get me by peace, he had destroyed many. See, by his legislation, he causes his enterprise and craft to prosper in his hand. See, and how about all those laws they passed where they could fire you from your job if you didn't take a certain medical treatment? And then how they had to walk all that back because they couldn't get enough people to sell out. But how's it going to go when you can't eat or drink without selling out? Most people don't have that type of fortitude. Unfortunate. Go ahead and get it.
It's Daniel chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
So not only is he going to use his politicking, his legislative, finagling, I'll say, right? He's going to use that to impose his will. But in doing so, he's going to be found guilty and is going to have to fight against the Messiah. See, that's why I know we sounded crazy 10 years ago But we don't sound as crazy now. To those of y'all who are aware of what's going on, we do not sound like lunatics now.
Starting to make sense.
It's starting to all fall into place and make sense. And guess what? The Bible gave us the whole script. If you want to know about it, come learn about it. Learn about who the beast is with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Learn that it's kings and nations and not literal animals. Learn who those nations are. When it says the 4 horns before one of which 3 fell. Who's that one remaining horn? Who is that? It's spoken of in Zechariah 1. And those 4 horns are the carpenters who routed Judah. Well, who are they? And who are those so-called 4 carpenters who's going to fray those 4 horns? That would be the brick. Ain't it ironic? The Most High God is playing 3D chess while everybody else is playing tic-tac-toe. See, that's why for a while we prophesied in part, and we knew in part. But as these things come to pass, now we know full well what the Bible was talking about. And see, the Bible tells you when these things come to pass, then you'll know that a prophet hath been among you. But see, here in America, people are too foolish to realize that the Most High God put prophets on every corner. And most of you still cannot be bothered to come listen. How you doing, King? Got time for the Bible? You believe in the Bible, King? What tribe you come from in it? Do you know? You Mexican? Colombian? Venezuelan? If you're Native Hispanic, just know you're an Israelite. And see, it's in the spirit that I was saying it that way. The wisdom is being freely spoken. Everything that's going on the earth is all in the Bible.
Right.
What is that? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? Yeah, give me that in Isaiah 45 and I believe verse 7. See, because they're doing air raid siren drills here in America now. See, you would have never thought that America would have to worry about being bombed by their enemies. But you do now, because Iran has the Quorum Shar 5 with a range of 12,000 kilometers, which is smack dab in America. Kim Jong-un and North Korea got missiles that can reach over here. China got missiles that can reach here before an episode of Dragon Ball Z concludes. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, oh shit. See, most of y'all don't understand. All this stuff is here in the Bible. Let me say that real quick. Is it trumpet be blown in the city? No, that's Amos 3. Amos 3. Slide. They both say something similar. I think it's 3 and 6. Yeah, but how you doing, King? Got time for the Bible today? All right, man.
Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?
See, again, a trumpet is being blown in the city, metaphorically through the servants of the Most High God asking you if you got time to listen. But literally, the Most High God has these sirens going off in these cities to tell you that they're practicing missile drills, nuclear bombardment drills. All of this is happening here in America right now. And most of you are still at ease, resting on your laurels. Don't worry about it. You're going to die for it. Yeah, and trust me, it only hurts for a moment. See, give me Zechariah 14. See, most of y'all don't understand. There's going to come a day that's going to burn as an oven. And while you get that, get me 14 and start at 12. But I'm already in the area, so I'm going to grab it. This is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And that the day that cometh shall burn it, or burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. That it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stable. See, again, it's all here in the Bible. This is talking about a day that burns like a literal oven. That's talking about nuclear fire. Plain text. Plain upon tables, so that he that heareth may run. You can readily carry this message and teach others likewise. But instead, I don't have time. Nah, I'm too cool. I'm with my girl on the date. That brother don't even know. If you wanted to show that sister you had some real depth, you would have stopped and showed that sister not only are you a physical representative of what it means to be a man, but a spiritual one as well, capable of leading her when she needs spiritual guidance. But hey, who am I? I'm just a nigga on the corner. And see, more times than not, these young folks don't understand. We used to be hoes too. So we know how to spin game and run game on women. And one of the things that you can definitely show is that you're capable of leading her spiritually, that you have morals and character. See, again, that's what makes you stand out. But go ahead and get it.
12, right?
Yeah.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth.
So what is capable of burning you so quickly and thoroughly that while you stand upon your feet, your eyes burn up in your head and your tongue consumes away in your mouth? Y'all are from the tribe of Judah if y'all fathers are Negroes. See, again, I know our parents, I'm going to just say it the way it is. When it comes to serving God and keeping God's commandments, ain't worth nothing. So I'll give you that for free. See, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's easy to turn your back on this message now. But when your enemies descend on you like a flood, you're going to be crying out to God. And guess what? The Most High God's going to lift up a standard for his righteous to escape. But the wicked are going to die in their unfaithfulness.
That's right.
Give me Isaiah 59. See, again, I wish I were making this up. I'm not that creative. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not creative enough to make this up. It's all here in the Bible. And all you got to do is read it. And again, despite all you hard-headed Israelites, the Most High God's favorite bird just flew up to let us know. Keep doing what you're doing. Bring it out. Don't be dissuaded by their looks. That's what the Most High God had to tell Jeremiah and Ezekiel. Don't be dissuaded by how hard-headed these people are, how they scoff and scorn. Don't be swayed by that. Because in time, they're going to die too. But,
Wall, I put like the line.
no, I'm getting to it. Hold on a second. Start at 18 and read down from there. I said 59. Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 59, verse 18. According to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
See, to you Israelites, you don't understand the times that you live in. Truly trying to serve God is going to gain you the ire and anger. And when I say ire, I'm saying I-R-E, ire, right? Can you look that word up for me? It's going to gain you it's going to increase your animosity with your enemies. And they're going to come against you. Last time I checked, when these ICE agents kick in doors, they come in a multitude with guns and armor. When the cops come to get you, they come and with guns and body armor. A bulletproof vest is body armor. I-R-E. Yeah, I got you. As Benjamin said, I-R-E.
Definition of ire: intense, anger, wrath, or fury.
Short and to the point. See, your enemies are going to be very angry because, see, eventually they're going to realize that we're the real Israelites. See, again, everybody said that we were crazy 10 years ago, but people ain't saying that shit now. You got a lot of people come up, and they come up privily, too. They try to come up with their little sandals on, with a nondescript shirt, knowing that there's somebody in their community coming up to us under the auspice of anonymity, just to ask, how do y'all know what's going on? Hey, what do you think about this verse here in the Bible? And they really want to know our take on it, because they're starting to realize that the Most High God is with us. Get me Amos 3 and I believe 3 and 7. Because the Most High God showeth his word unto his servants, the prophets. Yeah, buddy.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
See, that's why when it comes to breaking down these scriptures, we're getting better and better and better with each day. Because now we're seeing the things that were prophesied of happening before our eyes. It's not guesswork to see it happening in front of you and just describe it. There's no room for guesswork or erroneous observation when you just describe it as it is written and as you see it. But let's go back to Matthew. Let's finish it out. There's only one verse left in 14.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
See, the gospel of the Bible is going to be preached to all nations, and then the end is going to come. You see, most of y'all don't realize that men like us on these corners, they're in South Africa, they're in Uganda, they're in the Philippines. We're as far as the Isles of Vanuatu, Solomon Isles, Australia. You got men just like us trying to wake the Israelites up. We're all over the earth. So the gospel has been preached into all corners of the earth. So what's left? The end. And to those of you who don't understand what you're supposed to be doing, as the end approaches, we're here to guide you. That is literally our job. It ain't that spiritual. You have a guide guiding a family on the Riverwalk. But the Most High God appointed his watchmen as guides. Give me Isaiah 58:1. See, again, only sorrow remains. America's, high points, America's peaceful days, those are long past. To the point where even when you try to remember them, if you're old enough, it pales in comparison to the time itself. As a matter of fact, you psychologically hurt yourself trying to remember the good days of America, because it just reminds you of how shitty these ones are.
Right.
Go ahead and get it.
Like the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah, man, good time.
It's Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
There's that trumpet again. That's our job, to sound the trumpet, sound the alarm. But see, the reality is most of our people, despite this trumpet going off week in and week out, most of our people go out of their way not to listen. But the reality is, in the day of judgment, you're going to rue that day. Give me the word rue, R-U-E. Right? You're going to regret it bitterly. And again, some of you are going to be kicking yourselves in the ass extra hard because you're going to say to yourself, man, I walked by them brothers for months. Why didn't I stop once? Bars. All it would have taken is 5 minutes of course correction. And you could have been on the same time that we're on, keeping God's commandments and teaching our people likewise.
Now they're acting so busy, but they really ain't doing
Yeah, most of the people that we see walk by, black and Hispanic and Native Indian, they getting off work. You ain't got nothing to do.
Israelites?
Yes. What else would we be?
Well, I mean, let me learn a little bit about y'all.
Well, who are you?
Curious guy.
Well, if you're not our people, you could be curious wherever you're going.
Who's our people?
Israelites. So if you're not one of these people, your father is not one of these folks on this side, you would not be our people.
So it's specifically father.
Yes.
What about mother?
Give me Numbers 1 and 18. We're going to answer you with the Bible. And again, I'm out here to tell people it's not personal, it's business.
Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
So you are who your father is.
What would you say about the Jewish people who would say it's through your mother?
That show me in the Torah where it's at. That's why they go to the Talmud.
I disagree with the Talmud as well. So why me in specific should I not have the knowledge that you possess?
Give me Amos 3 and 7. Did you know God has sealed this book? He's encrypted it spiritually. And those that he basically gives wisdom to are his people. Check it out.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
So, unto his servants, the prophets. Who are the prophets in the Bible? Give me Psalms 148, and I believe the last verse. So, the prophets are the Israelites. So, if the Most High God is only giving his wisdom to his servants, the prophets, why would people posing as the Israelites have it?
So you're saying you're the Israelites?
Well, who else are we? Are you familiar with a cartographer from the 1500s named Livio Sanudo?
No, not at all.
Where he called the Democratic Republic of Congo the land of the Jews?
No, not at all.
You should look that up. You should look up the Negro land map too, where Ghana and Togo are today, was called the Kingdom of Judah. And depending on what nation or enslaving nation you were, whether it was the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, or the Dutch, we were called Wida, Fida, Wida, or Judah.
So the original Israel was in Africa, right?
Well, I mean, it's if you count Israel as being in Africa, yes.
I mean, the land of the Israelites, that was in Africa, right?
Well, I mean, but it's not about the land, it's about the people. Because you got to remember, we weren't originally in that land. The Canaanites were in that land.
So I mean more so, are you disputing the land of Israel is the Levant, i.e. where Jerusalem is, or are you saying that the land of Israel is where the Democratic Republic of Congo is?
No, I'm saying the Jews were scattered there. We were driven out of our land.
Into Africa?
Into Africa.
Okay.
So in 70 AD, when Titus Vespasian, the Romans, they crushed our temple and drove us out of our land. We scattered into North Africa, Southeast Africa, and into West Africa predominantly. Why do you think the so-called Jewish man has this crusade going all around the earth, trying to see pockets of Jewish communities?
Aren't you Jewish?
Well,
or are you an Israelite?
Well, I'm an Israelite because being a Jew or Jewish, that's a religion. So what they do, like, what do they call the Abadja? Or yeah, get that for me. It's called the Abadja. It's in Uganda. I'll say. How y'all doing today? Got time for the Bible? All right, man. How y'all doing? Got time for the Bible today?
Not today, big dog.
All right, man. I'm trying to find it for you real quick. There you go. It's called the Abayudaya. Abayudaya. Yeah, just look at that and you'll see why I'm struggling. Right? Yeah, show them real quick if you don't mind. So these are the people that are of the remnant of Judah and Uganda.
Do you mind if I hold it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'll do the fent lean.
So those are the so-called people of Judah who were scattered to Uganda. And when the Jewish man found that there were commandment keepers in Uganda, he ran his ass over there to indoctrinate them to keep Jewish customs, which is why now they speak Yiddish and they keep the Jewish customs according to their interpretation. See, and that's why you have that effort going on all over the earth. Because we're the real Israelites, and if you were a fake and a phony, what's the best way to masquerade as the real thing? Hide amongst the real ones.
So I'm curious, right? You would say I'm not an Israelite.
Well, what's your father?
He's Italian.
From where? Southern Italy or Northern Italy?
Southern Italy.
Sicily?
No, not Sicily.
Well, I mean, it might not be as far, but Southern Italian specifically.
In general, I'm Irish and Italian, but
Oh.
Italian on my dad's side.
Pull up Pucci for me. Pucci, the Pucci crest. Did you know the original people? Well, I don't say the original, but in Southern Italy, the Moors were there. Our people, so-called black people.
Was that during the Arab occupation of Italy or no?
Yeah. Like
Okay,
Malta and Corsica, all that stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you see that black face on that flag there?
Yeah.
So that black face, they call it the Moor's head. And they try to say, oh, all the kingdoms of Europe it was in style to have a black man on your family crest and on your castle. No, we were in rulership.
So, one thing I'm curious about, though, I'm not, okay, let's just say for argument, I don't know my family lineage, like most Americans. Let's just say I'm Russian, all right, about as wide as you get.
No, we ruled in Russia too. Did you see Vladimir Putin pull out those Russian icons where it showed all the Russian art from like the 11th century, and it was a bunch of black people in Russia?
Let's just say I'm not an Israelite.
Okay, well, go ahead.
For the sake of argument, right? Russia, Japan, wherever. I'm just not an Israelite.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? A non-Israelite is more curious than the two delightful couples we saw walk by, who would I presume you think that they are. For the sake of argument, I'd assume that you think that they are Israelites, or maybe this fellow coming up here, you probably think he's an Israelite too. So what are your thoughts that they ignore what you have to say, but I'm the only one that's curious?
Sure, give me Jeremiah 44:4 and read down from there. Coming our way? You got time for the Bible, King? See? And now check this out, because that's spiritual.
Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 4. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not.
But they what?
But they hearken not.
What did he just do?
But they hearken not.
Keep going.
Nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods.
Read that next verse.
Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they were wasted and desolate, as at this day.
So not only is it prophesied that most of our people won't listen, but because they don't listen, they're wasted and desolate as this day. He thinks he's black. Where's the nation of black at?
There's no nation of black.
There is no nation of black. Do we have a flag?
Nope.
No. Do we have a spoken language? No.
Not one.
Not one, because guess what? It's not real. So if you believe yourself to be something that doesn't exist, isn't that the very definition of being destroyed and being lost?
That is annihilation.
It is.
So I know you have a photo of a white Jesus here. We all know Jesus wasn't white. He was an Israelite, whatever that means to you.
Okay.
For me personally, I don't care what color Jesus is. It doesn't matter to me. But what's up with the depiction of Jesus with devil horns?
Because give me Wisdom of Solomon 14. So one of the things that our people have had to deal with is not just cultural annihilation, but we have had our confidence and self-esteem annihilated in the name of a white Christ. When the conquistadors came to South America, Central America, and Mexico, didn't they hold up an image of a white Christ? They did. And if you didn't believe in him, what happened to you? You got put to death. You got burned alive, got your hands cut off, etc., etc.
So I had the distinct pleasure of going to an Ethiopian Orthodox church once. And, they're in Ethiopia, about as Africa gets.
Oh, yeah.
But all their icons were black. But realistically, they had saints who weren't black, right? They had Greek saints, but they depicted as black. What do you think about the point of view that focusing on the color of these people is a bit missing the point of what the people stood for? Because obviously a Greek saint from Greece isn't going to be black, right? But he's depicted as that way.
Well, so when you look at Greco-Roman culture, it was a multi-ethnic culture, right? For instance, Alexander the Greek had a right-hand man named Cletus the Black, or Cletus the Nigger, right? And he was who you would call an Israelite who practiced Greek customs. That's why he's called a Greek, right? So when it comes to the importance of appearance and color, we only place importance on it by way of trying to tell our people that they were the ones in the Bible. And are you familiar with the term red bone or yellow bone in black communities?
Fill me in. My home county's nickname is nicknamed Redbone County.
Okay, so y'all got time for the Bible? That's a shame. All right, yeah, I know when you pray to God, you're going to hope he got time for you. But, so, the reason why we have those terms is you have certain so-called black people, like this brother. He's relatively lighter skinned than me. And my father is lighter skinned than him. So you have so-called black people who are literally your color, your pallor. And I can tell that if you stay in the sun long enough, you're going to brown up.
You ain't wrong.
That's that Southern Italian blood. There's a proverb surrounding Southern Italians. They say you got nigger blood. I don't mince my words. I'm very straightforward.
You're very straightforward.
But the reason why I am is because that's what happened. Give me that boxer, Jack Dempsey. Jack Dempsey, an Irish boxer, you know what his nickname was? Kid Blackie. Now, when Irish immigrants came over to America, how were they treated?
Not too well.
How about Italian immigrants?
Not too well either.
Why do you think that is?
The definition of white hasn't always been the same.
Correct. But as they need more people, what happens to that definition? It
Changes.
incorporates more people groups. A lot of Mexican people are designated as white, browner than me.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Well, I know there's a reason, but what I'm saying is it doesn't make it true. Because if no one is white or black, that was created in the 1600s.
So if no one's white or black, then who's Israelite and not?
Well, because white and black has nothing to do with being an Israelite. It's who you are by way of your father. See, and that's why we talk about patrilineal descent. That's why, like, I know we sound crazy if you only hear 2 minutes of us, but if you sit and you do this, you ask questions, you start to realize, I might not agree, but I understand what they're saying. It's about your patrilineal descent, who you come from by your seed line. Because go ahead.
Do you reject Jesus in his totality, or you just reject white Jesus?
Well, hold on. Let's get this real quick, and I'll answer your question. No, we're gonna get that in a second. Get that Jack Dempsey. Yeah, nicknames. Yeah, you just read it.
Jack Dempsey, his nickname Kid Blackie and Manessa Mauler.
Yeah. So yeah, just to let you know, I'm not just saying it. He was literally called Kid Blackie, world champion boxer of his era, right? But the reason why, and again, I know we're going back to the image of a white Christ, right? The reason why we have to bring out this information is because there's real history surrounding that man. Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is?
If you're talking about the white Jesus, no, but I do know who Jesus was.
Okay, cool. So that man is Cesare Borgia. He's the son of Rodrigo Borgia of the crime syndicate of Rome or Italy. And he was the 6th Pope of Rome. When Cesare Borgia was on the earth, he raped his own sister, he killed his own brother, he was a pedophile and a homosexual. But yet, because his father became the Pope and Cesare died, he had him painted as Jesus Christ. So not only was this used to indoctrinate our people to see every so-called white man as so-called Christ, but it also venerated the worst of humanity to show them as the Son of God.
Well, let's forget about the icon of Christ and talk about Christ himself. Do you reject the idea of Christ himself?
Yeah, we're going to get this because this is why I wanted to go to Wisdom of Solomon 14. Get that. Check this out.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices. 17, just keep going. 16.
Drop to 17.
Verse 17. Whom men could not honor in presence, because they dwelt far off. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness that they might flatter him that was absent, as he were present.
Yeah, get that, yeah. So it's actually in the Bible that it was foretold that a fake image of Christ would be propagated all over the earth. But one of the verses, and while you get that, I want to make sure we get it. There's going to be a visitation for them. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are becoming an abomination and stumbling blocks in the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. So if you're unwise and don't know this history, you would believe in a white Christ, and you would also believe in the things that he stands for. One of the things that the so-called Catholic Church pushed is indulgences. You know about that, right? Where you pay to have your sins absolved, and they push you don't have to keep the law. Christ taught neither one of those things. So it's not just the likeness of Christ that has been hijacked. So his words were hijacked as well, because Christ told us to keep the laws of the Bible.
So do you accept the New Testament or no?
Definitely.
Definitely you
Definitely.
do. Definitely you
Now,
do.
before you say that, we want to get this real quick.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint their likeness of their images.
So that, yeah, go ahead.
Drop down to verse 52. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagine against us thou knowest.
So not only did they assemble to take our heritage and our laws and our Bible to paint themselves in, they also assembled to destroy our heritage and replace it with their own, which they have done. Right? Now, what are you going to ask about the New Testament? Because we do believe all of it.
Including what St. Paul had to say,
Sure.
including St. Luke.
Yeah.
St. Luke was a Greek. He was a Gentile.
No. Mm-mm.
You reject that?
Yes. Give me 2 Maccabees 6 and 6. It might be first, but give me 2 Maccabees 6 and 6. Because I have a question, right? If you take somebody into slavery and you don't let them practice their own ways and it's illegal for them to call themselves by their own name, well, what name can they be called? The name of whatever their oppressor puts on them. So if I lived in Greek society as an Israelite and they barred me from keeping my customs, guess what they would call me? A Greek. Check this out.
2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Or to what?
Or profess himself at all to be a Jew.
So this was during the Greek captivity. We were not allowed to practice our laws in the Bible, keep Torah, and we were not allowed to call ourselves Jews. So what's left? A Greek or a Lacedaemonian. You familiar with them? You saw that movie 300? Remember the shields that they had the big L on it?
You're talking about the Spartans?
The Spartans. Well, the Spartans and the Lacedaemonians are one and the same. And guess who the Lacedaemonians are? Israelites. And it's written here in the books of Maccabees that we are brothers. We have the same fathers. I have a question. When you look at boxing, martial arts, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, or the scattered Israelites all over the earth. For instance, Muay Thai, right? The people who excel at Muay Thai are the Batak people in Malaysia. Guess who they go back to? The Negritos, who are us. Negrito means little black person. We are the best at everything all over the earth. You mean to tell me that 300 white men held back the armies of Artaxerxes
So let me...
with no sunscreen, mind you?
I'm very curious about this one, right? Have you ever been to Greece?
No.
When you think white people, you think like England. You know what I mean? Like Scotsmen. The Greeks don't really look like that. They are rather tan people.
Yeah.
But what I am curious is, Israelites are synonyms for black people, basically, or tan people, or whatever you
Well,
want
no,
to
it
say.
has nothing to do with black or white, because you got to remember, I want you to look here real quick. You see this gentleman right here? You remember Jason Kidd for the Phoenix Suns? He looks just like a white man, but his father is a so-called black man.
Okay, well, you would say the fathers of most European empires were not Israelites.
No,
You
I would say
weren't
they were
Israelites.
Israelites.
Well, this is what blows my mind, because when I hear that, all I can think of is, how did Africa get completely dominated and placed under the foot of foreign empires for centuries,
Sure.
with no hope of ever releasing? The only reason Africa ever became free is because the empires decided to let it be free.
Sure.
And look, this is not me dinging on black people or Asian people or whatever, but there's no denying that the Europeans figured something out and made it work extremely well. So in order for me to accept your worldview, you have to explain how they mastered technology and philosophy to the extent of literally being able to put the entire world under their feet. Because whether
When
you
you say-
agree it or not, they did.
When you say master, if you steal my car, did you master how to drive it or build cars?
If I steal your car and make it better, I'd call myself a master.
Now, when they built the car, you know how many miles to the gallon they got?
How many?
About 30 miles to the gallon. How many miles to the gallon do you get now? About 30. You didn't master nothing. You just stole.
Well-
Now, and I'm going to go back through history. The Byzantine Empire, are you familiar with how it constantly had incursions from other nations?
100%.
So how they fought the Sassanian Wars, where they fought the Persians? Are you familiar with the Sassanian Wars? Are you familiar with the Muslim Caliphate and the Arab conquest of the Maghreb?
I'm familiar.
Are you familiar with the Ottomans that came against them?
I'm familiar.
So you mean to tell me that black people ruling in Europe withstood a siege for 1,000 years and then we fell and we're being victimized for fighting the whole goddamn world for 1,000 years? Tell me another nation who did that.
Wait, you're saying the Byzantines were black people?
Yes. Who else are they?
Greeks?
Look up the Bristol Psalter for me. 'Cause Bristol Psalter. There's art all over the earth that says that we are the original Israelites. Professor Boyd Dawkins says the same thing. And this is to my camera. This is what happens when you go off of the so-called white man's education system. Because a thief is not going to tell on himself. He's going to tell you, I civilized the world. Well, the world don't look very civilized while he's at the helm now, does it?
I don't think it's ever been civilized.
Really?
I don't think the world's ever been civilized.
Did
I think the idea of being civilized is invented by the elites to justify their wars.
Okay. I'll let you add that because I'm going to get into this. With an O at the end. Oh, yeah, I got it. Bristol Salter. Yeah, it's Salter. Salt. And it's not even salt. It's like P-S-A-L-T-E-R. Bill Sport. There you go. And then let's look up some of these pictures. Show them some of these pictures. Please.
They all look like how I'd expect Greek people to look, to be honest with you.
But see, here's the thing. You're going to tell me they're not black, but yet when you describe their characteristics, kinky black hair with black skin, see, and that's how we get separated from our own likeness.
Have you ever met a Greek person?
Yes.
They have very similar hair.
No, they don't.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
What's his name? There's a black bust of a Greek soldier who's literally got dreadlocks. Whenever I get a break, I'm a find.
So wait. I've heard this one before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the military myself. I was watching these restriction kids, right? And this girl was talking about how her snake hair was actually dreads, and then she said that means Medusa was black, and I started laughing my ass off because you can find Asian people that have dreads, like even way back in the day.
Hold on.
You can find white
hold
people
on.
that have dreads.
But are you familiar with the Jomon people? Look up Jomon. Jommon. Jomon people. Your problem, sir, is that you've heard things without doing your homework to see what they were talking about. Because black people aren't Asian. You know who the Ainu people are?
No idea.
Amishi people?
Nope.
Jomon? Nothing?
Nope.
To my camera, this is the problem. When we say who we are, your adversary's not going to know either. I'm not saying you're our enemy, but you've been taught by our adversary. That's why when I ask you who the Jomon people, you don't know. How about the Kunlun?
Never heard of them.
The black slaves taken via the Silk Road slave trade into Asia?
Never heard that one.
I know, because guess what? They don't teach you that. Yeah, go ahead and show them. See, again, and this is why they jeer and they laugh, because they're ignorant. See, the more you read books, the more you come to find out what we're saying is actually true. Now, my question to you is, where are your books, your sources, to show that the white man was in these places? Are you familiar with the Jesuits who went over to Asia during the 16th and 17th century?
I'm familiar.
And what did the Jesuits do to Asian art?
They definitely altered it.
They whited it out. Iconoclasm. So why did they have an iconoclastic program simply going to Asia and they didn't do that in their own land?
Right.
Oh, wait, they did. Where do you think they learned it?
So wait. This is what I'm curious about, though. Everyone really was the Israelites.
Not everyone. No.
Not everyone.
No.
But everyone before the non-Israelite got there was an Israelite. Oh, it's what it sounded like.
No.
The Israelites were in Asia. The Israelites were in Africa. The Israelites were actually the
We're
Native
in all
Americans.
nations.
All nations.
Who has the most kids?
So the Israelites are everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on.
Where are they?
I want to help you. I'm going to help you. When you think of so-called barbecue, whose barbecue are you really eating? Recipes of slaves.
100%.
And guess where it goes? All over the earth. When you think of Mexican food, where is that? All over the earth. Are you familiar with the Acapulco slave trade?
A little bit, yes.
Right. Who did they take over to the Philippines? Mexicans.
And Spaniards.
Well, no, they didn't take Spaniards because guess what? They
Well,
don't.
the Spaniards went there by their own volition.
Yeah, they went there as the slave master. Why are you making a distinction when you know it doesn't apply? The white man was the slave master. He wasn't scattered. What I'm trying to tell you is, where the Israelites go, progression follows. Get me Jeremiah 51 and 19. And while you do that, I'm going to read this. This is an excerpt from Professor Boyd Dawkins, Professor of Geology, Manchester University, London, 1879. From Our Remote Ancestry, pages 95 through 106. The original people of Britain, France, Spain, and England were short black men about 5 feet 6 inches in height. But when you wear armor that weighs on average 65 pounds to 105 pounds, guess what you need? High bone density. Who has the highest bone density on the planet? You're looking at them. Why do you think they don't wear armor anymore that weighs that much? Because they can't do it.
It's also outdated.
How is it outdated when it stops small arms fire? You would need an AK-47 to pierce that.
You know who has a lot of AK-47s?
Guess who didn't when they took us into slavery? You. So why? See, again, that's why I'm bringing it up.
If the Israelites are so progressive and so powerful, how did everyone take advantage of them?
Because we have a God who puts us under curses for not keeping his laws.
And that's why he put you under?
Yes.
So would you say that the punishment came down upon the Israelites when they rejected Christ? I'm not talking about white Christ. I'm talking about just the idea of Christ.
Hey, Shalom, King. How'd you know we up here, man? All praises. All praise. Thank you, man. So I have a question to you, because you're saying that we rejected Christ. Do you know who Caiaphas is? In the New Testament, the high priest who prophesied it's more expedient for one man to die for the nation, that the whole nation perish not?
High priest Caiaphas, yes.
We knew damn well who Yahushua, our Messiah, was, and that he had to die for the nation. So if he had to die for the nation, how is him being crucified rejecting him? That's according to prophecy.
Well, what would you say about Christ telling the Pharisees that how can the house of Satan cast out Satan? House divided cannot stand, because they were saying that he was using the power of Beelzebub to cast out Satan, which the same name for this, different names for the same person. Yep. So the high religious leaders were accusing Jesus of casting out demons through the power of demons, and he said, any sin will be forgiven of man except for those that blaspheme the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit.
So I'm not saying 100%.
I'm gonna let you finish.
All right.
Is Christ the Holy Spirit?
Well, it's the Holy Trinity.
And that's where we differ. We don't believe in the Trinity.
You don't believe in the Trinity?
No, because is Christ and God, the Most High, equal?
The Trinity is one divine being separated into three persons.
I hate going into this argument because it's circular. Are they co-equal?
Co-equal, yes.
How? When Christ said that no man knoweth the day or the hour that, the final judgment will happen except for the Father.
So let's just say...
Hold on.
Wait.
No, not wait. Let's address that. How are they equal when God is privy to things that Christ isn't?
Let me address it. Let me address it.
Go for it.
I would consider you equal to myself, right? I would say if I went out and say did some speeding, right? I got a traffic ticket. And let's just say you went out and did the exact same thing and you got the exact same traffic ticket. I think we'd both agree that that's just. That's justice, right? We broke the same law, the same way. We get the same penalty. We would view that as equal, right? Now, let's just say...
Yeah, but I don't know you brought that up.
Wait, let me continue.
Because here in America, we're not equal. Police brutality happens to who?
I'm saying purely theoretically. Okay,
I can ride with that.
We're talking about purely theoretically. I'm not going to disagree with you on that point, but we're talking about purely theoretically.
Okay.
We live in the land of utopia on the moon, all right? It doesn't matter where it is. We break the same law in the same way. We get the same penalty.
Okay.
We both agree that's fair, right?
Yeah, well, not in the eyes of God.
If we both break the same law in the same way and get the same penalty.
Well, but see, the reason why you're asking that question is you're framing it as if we're under the same law. If you're not an Israelite, you're not under the law. I have a question. Who did Moses give the laws to?
The Israelites.
When did it go to anyone else? Give me Psalms 147 real quick. Yeah, don't. Yeah, we'll get that later. Give me Psalms 147 because that's low-hanging fruit at this point, brother.
And what does justice look like for the slavery captivity?
Oh, we get into that. We gonna get to that. So, and then get 19 through 20.
Check this out.
Jeremiah chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any nation.
He has not what?
He has not dealt so with any nation.
But the heathen can keep the law.
He has not dealt so with any nation.
So they're not under the law. Keep going.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
So you giving the example of us being equal under the law, doesn't make sense when the Most High God doesn't see all groups of people on the planet as equal.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead and find what you got. And give me Isaiah 40, because I have a feeling he's going to try to get something that shows everybody's equal. And the Most High God told you through Isaiah directly that he doesn't view all nations as equal. And start at 15.
It's Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity.
Can you give me Exodus 2 and 25? So the Bible says the Most High God sees all the nations as nothing. But there's one nation that he has respect unto, the nation of Israel.
It's Exodus chapter 2, verse 25.
Yeah.
And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them.
So we have a juxtaposition. The Most High God sees the Israelites as the apple of his eye, and the rest of the heathen are nothing in his eyes.
And there's nothing I could do to change that if I was born a heathen.
No.
So why wouldn't I just say fuck it all and it's time to rule the world?
If you're in rulership now, I advise you do that. Because after Christ returns, that's it. How you doing, King?
Have fun while you can.
Oh,
God
what's
bless,
going
man.
on?
God bless, guys.
God bless, God bless.
You guys did a great job. I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep God's laws, King.
Hell yeah.
I'll tell you what, I gotta get going, but do you guys have churches or anything? Not churches in like, Catholic, like a place you guys congregate for like sermons and whatever.
No, just, this is it.
This is it?
Yeah, this is it. Also, when you see groups of us gathered on the streets, this is what you would call church. Because what is church? What does the word church mean?
Gathering of the believers, the
Yeah.
body of Christ.
Gathering of the believers. So we don't have a building because it's not necessary. Right? And when we say believers, who was ordered in the law to believe in Christ?
Anyone who would accept him.
Give me Deuteronomy 18 and 18. Who was Deuteronomy written to? Give me Deuteronomy 1 and 1 first. Because I want to show you who Moses directed that entire book to. Okay, real quick. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hezerah, and Dezabah.
So he spoke these words unto Israel. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 18. Because it's in the law that we have to believe in Christ. Go ahead and get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
So, I have a question.
What's up?
You believe in the full New Testament, right?
Sure.
Including the words of St. Paul?
Yeah.
Galatians 7. Understand then that those who have faith are children of Abraham. Scripture foresaw that God would justify the Gentiles by faith and announce the gospel in advance to Abraham. All nations will be blessed through you. So those who rely on faith are blessed along with Abraham, the man of faith.
I believe in that. So who are the Gentiles that Paul was sent to?
The non-Jews.
Nope. Is an Israelite ever referred to in Paul's writings as a Gentile?
Always as a Jew.
Nope. Give me that, and yeah, go and get it.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that you were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as you were led.
That's one account of Paul saying that the Israelites were Gentiles. Give me Ephesians 2 and 11. And this is a common misconception that Paul was sent to non-Israelites. Because if our people were scattered and they were living in other nations as Greeks, as Romans, as whatever, that would make them Gentiles in the eyes of their own people and in the eyes of their God.
So you're saying the Romans were also Israelites?
Some of them were, yes.
So everyone was an Israelite?
No.
Who was not an Israelite?
If you take, like, is everybody in America black?
No.
No. Is everybody in America white?
No.
So why is it hard for you to believe that in Roman and Greek society, everybody was in black and white?
I'm not doubting. I'm
So-
not doubting it. Look.
So
I'm
why,
not
when I
saying-
say Paul was sent to the Israelites, you all of a sudden can't believe it?
So were there some nations that had no Israelites in them?
No, because we're scattered to all nations under heaven.
So every nation has Israelites in them?
Yes. I have a question for you. Are you familiar with blackbirding?
Blackbirding?
Blackbirding.
No.
You know the Solomon Isles, all far away near Australia?
I believe. Fill me in.
The Spanish took the Peruvians to the Solomon Islands. You know where they send prisoners in America when they don't want you to come back? Vanuatu. You don't even know where that's at. But guess what? It's full of niggas. You know what Melanesian means? It means black. Who are the only people on the planet called black? Give me Acts 13:1. Now I have to go ignorant on you because you can't believe it. We're the most useful people on the planet. Who's setting all the trends for art and dance and poetry on the earth? You might call it hip hop and rap, but it's called poetry. That's us. Who made classical music? You mean to tell me Mozart or Beethoven, Salakia, sorry. Beethoven, a deaf man, had rhythm. Meanwhile, the white man can't clap on beat in church.
Wait.
So his whole bit.
Wait. You're saying, right? This is my issue with the statement, right? I think we can both agree that most hip hop in the modern world is morally degenerate. You agree with keeping the laws of God. I agree with keeping the laws of God.
No, you don't. And I can prove it. I can prove, before you go on, I can prove you don't believe in it. Because what should happen to those who took God's children in slavery? Give me Exodus 21:16. We're going a different direction because I think he already knows the real Jews are black. Because in Acts 13:1, the Christians were called nigger at Antioch. Nigger just means black. Again, how are you incredulous in our statement? Meanwhile, we create everything on the damn planet and the white man claims credit for it. You could see evidence of it today.
What laws were he keeping?
What law is he keeping? Is it the law of circumcision where he sucks the baby's dick on the 8th day? Is that the law he's keeping? I thought so. Go ahead and get it.
Even him himself, he talking about he believed in the law.
Go ahead and get that, man.
Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
You believe that law?
Say it again.
Read it again.
Exodus 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
So let me get this straight. Did black people, were we natively here?
Wait. He that stealeth the man or selleth him shall be put to the axe?
No, let's get it all. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
So if he's owned, is that what found in his hand means? Found in
No,
somebody
just
else's
found in your possession.
So owned.
What do I need to travel from America?
What do you need to travel from here?
Yes,
A passport.
passport. What does that signify?
That you're a citizen.
Of what nation?
America.
And doesn't that signify a certain ownership?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
agree.
it does. Why do I need permission from my slave master to leave the plantation? Because I'm found in your hand, sir.
So what would you say about... Well, I mean, what would you say about Africans from African nations who have African passports? Are they slaves to their government?
Now, we're going to tackle something else, because all Africans are not black people. We're the only ones known as so-called black. You know who the Zanjar, Z-A-N-J?
No.
The southeastern Africans taken into slavery in the Indian Ocean slave trade?
I wouldn't doubt it, but I believe you.
You know why we got taken into slavery and no so-called African came to get us? We're not the same people. We're as different as Chinese and Japanese people are.
Well, yeah, Africa's a diverse place. No one doubts that.
Right. So, again, you're using the term African as if all black people are from Africa.
I'm just curious, like, where's the border of where the Israelite is? Because I still feel like I haven't had that quite explained to me.
Okay.
It's through the father, but at the same time that the Israelites were still in Israel, the Romans were also Israelites.
Yeah, listen to this.
And what you got highlighted?
No, just turn over and just continue. Yeah, from top.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Not who?
Not the Negroes.
One more time.
Not the Negroes,
Keep going.
but of the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
That's all we need.
So you're talking about the sons of Ham. They sold us to everyone else.
That is
Now
true.
you see why it makes more sense why they were willing to sell Africans, because they were not their brethren. You got to remember, we were driven out of Jerusalem in 70 AD. We were what you would call an infidel or an invader in their eyes. So if we're the invader and we all of a sudden move in, we don't want to assimilate, we're keeping all of our wealth to ourselves, we're making inventions. Did you know there's documented eye surgeries taking place on the west coast of Africa in the 1400s?
I don't doubt it.
Why? But give me that Jeremiah 51:19. That's why the Bible says that Jacob is the former of all things. If it stands the test of time and it's worth having, guess who made it more than likely? Us. Because that's the way God made it. You ain't got to like it, but that's how God made it. And now you see why everybody who holds us in slavery don't want to let us go. Are you familiar with what happened to the southern portion of the United States after the Civil War?
It definitely got raped, pretty much, but yeah.
It collapsed. Why?
Well, the entire economy was organized around the plantation system, and they removed it.
Right. So what did they have to do in order to get back square, get back in the black, so to speak? And ain't it ironic? Back in black.
Right.
How'd they get right again?
They had to industrialize.
By doing what? No, that's fine. By doing what?
At the beginning, it was sharecropping.
Wait, ain't that a form of slavery?
It basically is, yeah.
Right. How about the chain gang building all your railroads?
Those were also black people.
And Chinese. Are you familiar with the Manchu people?
Are you talking about the immigrants that moved to San Francisco?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the fall of the Qing dynasty, Qing?
That was after the Opium Wars, wasn't it? Or am I thinking about someone different?
Well, it was after the Opium Wars, but it might have been quite a bit after that.
Because if I remember, I don't remember which one it was, but the Opium Wars caused the collapse of one of their dynasties. And I know the Qing were recent.
Right.
Well, relatively.
Now, you know the Qing dynasty or the Qing dynasty, they were a non-Han people that ruled China, meaning they were not Chinese ethnically.
Well,
Have you seen?
There's a lot of groups of people who can be considered ethnically Chinese. Chinese is very diverse. Like, you know, they got Mandarin and Cantonese, and they also have a bunch of other sub-languages.
Right. But guess what? That's because, just like America, China is now a mixed group of people. If you read Isaiah 48, China is called Sinim, right? S-I-N-I-M, Sinim, right? And it says that it would be a harbor to the Israelites. So we are truly scattered everywhere. So that's why when you find it incredulous or just unbelievable that we're everywhere, look at our impact when we get there. Look at Israel right now being bombed by Iran. Who's going to rebuild all them buildings?
Probably Indian immigrants.
You know who's cooking all their food today?
Who's that?
Mexicans and Israelites.
So who do you think the people in Israel are right now?
Petty
Imposters?
pretenders. Check this out real quick. I'm going to get to that. Check this out.
Jeremiah chapter 51:19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
I'll keep on talking.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Right? So, like I said, if it stands the test of time, that great wall that everybody sings testaments about, eighth wonder of the world, well, that started with the Kunlun slaves building it. It was built by slave labor. You see what I'm saying? All the things. I have an even better question. Those pyramids in Egypt, who built those?
Probably the Jews.
Right. Now, did you know that there are more pyramids here in North America and South America than anywhere else in the world?
Yep.
And where did the Israelites go?
So they crossed the ocean.
Over here. Did you know that's in 2nd Ezra, chapter 14? Or
Second-
chapter 13?
Second Ezra?
2nd Ezra, yes.
I wasn't
And the
aware there
Apocrypha.
was two Ezra.
Yeah, you know the Apocrypha, the 14 books that got removed?
Yes.
There's 1st and 2nd Ezra. So let's go ahead and go there real quick. Now, you saying that your father is Southern Italian, that's why I'm taking the time to go through all this history. But after you leave here, it's up to you to search out who your fathers are.
I'm still curious because, You know, I'm curious about every religion. If you guys had a gathering place, I'd love to go to learn more. I'm never against learning new things.
Yeah, it's 13. Give me 2nd Ezra 13 and 40. And then read down.
2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the times of Osea, the king, who Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they enter into Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and he stilled the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth.
That would be America, sir.
Do you guys have a pamphlet I could take with me?
We don't have a pamphlet, but we do have a spot. We're here every Saturday normally, and we're here from about 3:30 to about 7:30. Well, usually about 7, right? Yeah, something like that.
All right, you guys decided to show up on Friday?
Yeah, because, scheduling changes sometimes. So you're actually running into us on a fluke.
Hey, what's y'all's names?
Masada
Masada?
means the fortress.
You, my friend? Aman and Asada.
Well, I'm Hayael. That's our group name, Masada.
Oh, okay.
So Hayael and my brother Aman.
Aya, El, and Aman. Hey, it was good meeting y'all.
I'll shake your hand, man.
I appreciate y'all talking to me.
What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew.
Look, I'm always curious to learn about new ideas. I don't mind coming back to talk to y'all.
Okay.
Look, I'll do my own research. I'll come better learn next time.
Okay. Now, and when you come, bring a Bible.
I shall.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be here Sunday next week. Yeah, what time? Yeah, probably. Well, we don't know the time yet. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's for our other location. And again, if your father was in Southern Italian, man, we would have a totally different interaction. But here you go.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
You too, man. Be safe. Right. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6 real quick. Right, and this is to my camera. Right. I know it got harsh toward the end. I tell people it's not personal, it's business. Right. The world finds it incredible that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and the Israelite diaspora is the reason why the world is what it is. Civilized and in the current cutting edge modern day. But we are that reason. It doesn't matter if you like it. That's why as much as the so-called white man says to go back to Africa, the moment you try, he's the one who will stop you. Don't believe me? Marcus Garvey. He tried to load up a bunch of ships with black people, and the U.S. Coast Guard stopped him. Said, get y'all black asses back to work. Yeah, where you niggas going? Get back to work. Seeing when I brought up the example of the South collapsing after the Civil War without slavery, all of a sudden we have to incrementally build to the end point of slavery once again. Because if being on a chain gang ain't slavery, then I'm the Queen of England.
Right.
Sharecropping is literally slavery. So, I mean, it should not be a surprise that the real Israelites are now standing up going, wait a minute, we built this earth.
That's thinking motherfucking stand downwind, though. That was-
Nah, I know. I'm trying to be cool, right? Because I think we got a chance to teach a lot of history. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who watches this video, you're going to learn a lot. And this is why I tell y'all you need to be reading, because this is what your people are indoctrinated with. I'm not saying he's an Israelite or he's not. But if your people think just like him, you have to lead them out of darkness. That is literally our job. Into the Most High God's marvelous light. Get me Baruch 4. And see, I'm not going to lie, it pisses me off when people just can't believe that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the reason behind everything that they love and hold dear. He's probably going home right now to cut on his PS5. Wouldn't be possible without a man named Jerry Lawson. Can you bring him up real quick? Jerry Lawson, inventor of the first game console. Black man. And he's probably going to get on his phone, get on the internet, look up a bunch of other stuff. Henry T. Sampson. Look him up. Father of wireless communications and the internet.
Gerald Anderson Lawson was an American electronic engineer and video game pioneer who helped create the video game cartridges. His work revolutionized the video game industry by allowing developers to create multiple games for a single platform and consumers to choose which games they wanted to play. Before Lawson's invention, video games were hardwired into consoles, making it impossible to switch between games.
So really, he created the idea of software versus firmware. Firmware is encoded into the architecture of a machine. Software is something that you can install. Without the black man, you wouldn't have that. Again, if you want to just get cold food in your house, the refrigerator, we made that. The air conditioner, we made that. Again, that's why I'm more in disbelief when people can't believe that we did all these things. It's like we do every fucking thing else. Why don't you believe me now? Yeah, like looking for the solutions for labor throughout American history. Benjamin Banneker, the train. As much as y'all might complain when one rolls through your neighborhood, you can blame a black man for that. When it comes to mass production, George Washington Carver, you know, the guy that y'all blame for the peanut and peanut butter, he had hundreds of patents. The soybean is one of them. So you know how that the Japanese man loves, he loves soy-based foods, tofu. Well, he can also thank George Washington Carver as well. See, again, that's why to you blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians who don't read, you do a disservice to your nation, not just to yourself. Because that hypothetical sister he brought up talking about Medusa and the dreads, that's not far-fetched. But see, here's the thing. He won't believe Medusa's black, but if you study Zeus, his name is Ethiops, meaning burnt face. And what did they call black people in North Africa? Ethiopians, burnt faces. So the more you read, the more you see that history gets blacker and blacker, and you don't have to like it. Darkness is spread. See, again, that's why I try to tell y'all, you need to be picking up these books. Give me Revelations 1 and 3. See, you're not supposed to be ignorant of any matter, great or small. When you look at men like Daniel, Daniel was a general, like, panacea to all the issues that a king might have had. King Nebuchadnezzar went to Daniel for everything. Most of y'all read Daniel, don't even understand. King Nebuchadnezzar had a weird dream and was like, man, get Daniel. Where he at? Yeah, I went to all my magicians and all my sorcerers. They don't know shit. I had them put to death. Go get Daniel. God is with him. Daniel was so instrumental and indispensable that after Nebuchadnezzar passed, his son Belshazzar was like, hey, Daniel, where you at? I need you. And then when they were taken over by the Medes, Darius the Mede was like, hey, who can help us run everything? Where's Daniel at? Daniel saw the rulership of two kings of one empire and then another king of the opposing empire. Right. That is unprecedented. And he was an Israelite. So when we say blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians created everything, all of a sudden, oh, I can't believe that. But see, that's why we're not asking you to believe it. We're telling our people what happened. And we got books, we got proof. I can bring up art. I can bring up ostraconology or pottery shards, right? Because it took me a while to get used to that word, ostraconology. Can you look up that word, ostracon? O-S-T-R-A-C-O-N, ostracon. See, and this is to my black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brothers. If you can't go into the things that you're passionate about and granularity on this level, then you might as well put it down. Oh, you put it, okay, C-O-N. Yeah, at the end. See, if you can't go into things with granularity, You're not studied enough. You're not reading enough books. And that's what your enemy relies on. He relies on you being dumb and not read. That's why the white man loves to tell you that he invented everything. Meanwhile, when you ask him, hey, how come you can't master any of this shit? Especially like the car. That's why I always ask people, like, man, you say you made it. Why are you ignorant of the things that your people made? I'm not saying you got to be a damn savant and know everything, but can you know the details of the intro, please? The car has been standing still since its creation. And the reason for that is the man who created it, the so-called black man, has not been allowed to perfect his creation.
All they did was put different skins on it.
Yeah, they're just reskinning the car every year, putting more and more shit on it that you don't need.
Ostrakhan is a fragment of pottery or limestone used in antiquity as a durable, readily available writing surface, often referred to as the scrap paper of the ancient world.
And ostraconology is the study of said pottery shrapnel. Again, I don't say all these things to say, oh, look at me, I know stuff. No, with great labor have I sought this stuff out. If I were so damn smart, I would have just got it in no time. I tell people all the time, I'm very average in my intellect. The thing is, I'm stubborn and I'm determined. That's the difference. And most of you are stubborn and determined to do wickedness. That's why you're damn good at it. And, you know, I be making fun of our brothers who be stuck on them IG baddies. Yes, Miss Torksum has the fattest booty. It's about 65 inches circumference. Niggas collegiate with the shit. But you ask them, hey, so how do you keep the Sabbath? Oh, I don't know. What's that? But see, that's why the Bible says, you Israelites are wise to do evil, but to do good you have no knowledge. Very appropriate. How much time have we spent? Well, we was on his helmet for a while. Be safe, King. How you doing? Elder, getting it, man. I wish I could work out like that. I'd be in the hospital. Shit. Shit, you see all them EMS vehicles pulled up. I be done fell out the ambulance and shit. But see, that's why I always try to tell our people, you need to have books with you. If you coming out here to preach the gospel and all you got is a Bible, I'm not saying you're ill-equipped, but depending on the subject you go into, you might find yourself in some dark waters. And then you got to do little debating tactics to shift it back to the Bible. I'm going to tell you, I want it so that no matter where you go, my ass is everywhere. I don't want you bringing up shit without me being able to say, no, we there. This person backs it up. And I got 2 or 3 sources. I got a book right here. I got a person you can go and research. I got an art gallery you can look at.
That's why he had to go all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden he had to flee. The Bible says, resist ye the devil and he will flee from you. Well, how do you resist if you can't ball a fist and fight him?
My ass.
For real, I bet he's going to say to himself, I've never been intellectually dominated like that.
He thought he was going to come over here and stomp somebody.
Well, it's because to my camera, you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people have to understand how they view you. They view you as a fool. Without ever having said a word, they view us as fools. But when they see that you are wise beyond your years, it frightens them. To the extent that we see white folks run up the block every Saturday. And it's not just me, it's all the brothers who come out to the highways and byways. Because the Most High God has put the Spirit on his men to search these scriptures to show themselves approved. Give me first, is it 2 Timothy? Yeah, give me 2 Timothy 15. 2 and 15. 2 and 15. Is that it? Come.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Give me, be not ignorant in any matter. So you're supposed to be searching these scriptures day and night to see if the things that are professed to be in the Bible are so. As it says in Acts 17, the church of Berea. If somebody asks you, what did Christ stand for? You should go to Christ's words in the Bible and know where they're at. Did Christ tell you to keep the law? Well, go to Matthew 23 and 1. where he tells you all that the Pharisees and Sadducees bade you observe and do, but do not after their works, for they say and do not. Go to Matthew 5. There's plenty of places where you can go where Christ tells you to keep the law. How you doing? Y'all got time for the Bible today? You know what tribe you come from in the Bible, King? Are you Mexican? What are you?
I'm a Christian.
Oh, come on. Boo! Because if you don't keep Passover or you don't keep the Sabbath, you're not Christ-like. Christ did those things. So you're claiming to be something that you don't know the definition of. So to be a Christian means that you are like Christ or a follower of Christ. Again, that's why I said earlier, how long ye simple ones? Well, you love simplicity. And ain't it the spirit I was saying, if you believe in Christ, you should know what Christ stood for and should be able to find his words. Again, it's the spirit that's guiding us, y'all. I know we might be rude in speech, but not according to knowledge. And see, some people, they don't stop because they have nightmares. They got cut by somebody else. So they're like, shit, I ain't stopping, man, because them niggas ruin my week, let alone my day. I ain't trying to have that happen again. So go ahead and get it.
Yeah, for real, shit.
Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in great matter or in small.
So you're not supposed to be walking around here dumb as a rock. I say it all the time, man. The internet can be used for more than Facebook, TikTok, and Pornhub, guys. I promise you. If you download a book from the internet, your computer will not explode. I promise you. Reading doesn't cause migraines. It doesn't cause impotence. I promise you. And women love men who read. Newsflash. That's half the reason why some of you niggas can't get a woman to save your life, because you don't know anything. That's why she says, I don't feel a spark. What she's really saying is, you don't pique her interest. Can you look up that word P-I-Q-U-E? Pique, or pick. If you don't pick someone's interest, you don't stimulate wonder or thought.
Yeah, QE.
Yeah. Definitely.
Pique, to arouse interest, curiosity, or to cause irritation and resentment.
Notice it's a fine line. Some you're going to draw in with curiosity, and some you're going to repel with offense. It's a thin line between love and hate, y'all. It really is. And it's also a thin line when you pique someone's curiosity or when you offend them. Oh no, the wind blew it over. Yeah, I got it. See, and the more you read, the more you are geared to be a teacher, to be an instructor. That's why the Bible tells you to be ye not ignorant in any matter, great and small. That's why the Bible says, blessed is he that readeth, and heareth the words of this prophecy, and keep the words that are written therein. Give me Isaiah 34:16. Because out of every book, you Israelites are instructed to seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
Y'all got time for the Bible? All right, y'all. All right. Just know y'all Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indian, Judah Israelites, keep God's laws, keep the Sabbath, keep the Passover, don't eat pork, don't smoke cigarettes. Give me Matthew 7:20, real quick. Bob Kashaw. We're going to go back to the lesson. We probably got about maybe 30 more minutes, 40 more minutes. See, come on. See, we don't get to hand out spankings like that often. But I ain't gonna lie, I like it when we do, because the viewers get to learn a whole lot. Because see, again, he might not have been an Israelite on his father's side, but he had questions that every Israelite should be asking. How are we scattered everywhere? And if we are scattered everywhere, what's the proof? You're saying that only the Israelites are going to receive salvation. Prove it. If you're seeking out of the book of the Lord and reading, that's not a problem. See, a challenge only offends somebody if they're not prepared to meet it head on.
Right.
That's when it becomes offensive. How dare you ask me to do that? Well, because you didn't do your homework, now you mad? Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Right.
Get that for me, by the way. That's in the Bible. And see, and that's one of the reasons why so-called black people, first and foremost, but blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians often take offense to this. Because they have to, in the first time in a long time, become a student. And in their mind, how dare you subject me to you in a student-teacher relationship? But if you haven't searched out in the book of the law what the Most High God professed to his children, you have no business teaching anybody. You need to be taught again. Come on. And I'm going to tell you, we cooking today. We've been cooking a lot lately, man. You hard-headed ass Israelites, bro, I'm going to tell you, y'all going to miss our asses when we ain't out here. For real, for real. On some Amos 8 shit.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
And that's rhetorical because I already know. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you are their enemy if you tell them the truth. They don't want to know why their communities are destroyed. They don't want to know why they're in slavery to the white man. They don't want to know. The truth is offensive to our people. When that bitter medicine called the truth is supposed to heal you and restore you. Because why are we destroyed? Give me Hosea 4 and 6. Because see, we're destroyed because we have departed from our heritage. And because we departed from our heritage, the Most High God allowed our enemies to brutalize us and destroy us.
So Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children.
Now let's go back to Baruch 4. See, we're only destroyed because we rejected the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High God. You black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people should know that you are the Israelites, and the Most High God gave you his laws, statutes, and commandments, and no one else. If you are not an Israelite on your father's side, God did not instruct you. I don't care how many times you read the Bible while you're on the shitter. And there's a reason why I phrase it like that. That's when most people want to read the Bible, when they're on the commode. Getting 1 or 2 verses a day. Nothing. Not learning nothing. We'll go ahead and start from the top.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endures forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou may be illuminated. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel.
So we're supposed to be studying the Bible and becoming familiar with the wisdom that's written therein, because God didn't give it to everybody. It don't matter if you call yourself a Christian or you love Jesus. If you're not an Israelite, God did not give it to you. How you doing, Elder? And see, a lot of people think it's personal. It's not personal, it's business. Because if the Most High God said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, then who are we to say different? Can you give me Joel 2 and 27? We're going to get it straight to the point.
What's the point?
Joel chapter 2, verse 27. And ye should know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
And what?
And none else.
And who else?
And none else.
Keep going.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
So the Most High God is only dealing with Israel. And again, it's not personal, it's just business. And we just got done talking with somebody for about an hour, maybe. Yeah, about an hour's change. And it was a good exchange overall, but he can't believe that blacks and Hispanics are the lifeblood of the planet. He just couldn't believe it. We're the salt of the earth. But see, when you look at what we do, it proves that no one wants to let us go. Get me all that took them captive, held them fast, and refused to let them go. Right? Because we read in Jeremiah 51 and 19 that Jacob is the creator of all things. Like the car, the Patterson Car Company. 2 black men created the car. Louis Latimer created the light bulb. But they credit who? Thomas Edison, a white man. They credit Henry Ford with the Model T. When the Model T, he didn't create that, he bought that from slaves. And then he didn't even create mass production. He stole that from George Washington Carver, another black man. A black man that they castrated, by the way. Have you ever heard his voice? He sounds like a little girl. Can you bring up a George Washington Carver voice on YouTube? When you hear him, he sounds, do you remember Tweety Bird, that old woman? He sounds just like her.
Wow.
And it's because some white folks adopted him, and they didn't want him, you know, ever raping their little girl, so they castrated him as a little boy.
That's why he invented the peanut.
Hey, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
Nah, that's jokes.
No, I get you. But here's the thing, though, because
They gave him that.
but when you look at psychology, that's why the peanut is psychologically linked to the. You see what I'm saying? So you're not off base, Elder. You're not.
Little bit.
You need YouTube Premium. You don't have YouTube Premium? It's just $15 a month. You don't have YouTube Premium.
I'll run down the street and get it for you. $15 a month. But bring me a hell. I'll go get it.
You're the only one without YouTube Premium here. They don't have his voice just ready. Yeah, you're going to have to look up another video, man.
It's all right. We believe you, Pastor.
But that's cool.
We believe you. She even sounded like Tweety Bird.
Yeah, so I really want you to hear it, though.
But no, castration. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's got it right there. Check this out. I'm going to put it on the mic.
Quite an experience to sit back and have your life.
That's his voice. That's what happens if they castrate you as a little boy. You never go through puberty. Now, we're going to go back to Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, get that.
It's Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
So everybody who has taken us captive has held us fast, and they refuse to let us go. Marcus Garvey tried to put a bunch of black folks on a ship and go back to Africa. The U.S. Coast Guard stopped him. You ever try traveling outside of America without a passport? They throw you in prison for that. And if you happen to get out of the country and they find you, they send you back in chains. And that goes for any nation that you belong to traveling unauthorized. You get imprisoned because all that take us captive, hold us fast, and refuse to let us go. But because they're doing these types of things, this is what has to happen. Can you get me, go to Jeremiah 25 real quick? I need to make sure I got the verse right. Make it look slow out here. Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, poor summer. Yeah, give me a 25 and you know what? Start at 14. I want to, but nah, we gonna go.
Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands.
So many nations are going to take the Israelites in captivity, and we're going to build up their empires for free. Give me James 5 from the top. Because James talked about the work of the hireling being kept back by fraud and how they're going to be paid back. And then we're going to go to the gospel. Because one of the things about the gospel everybody skips over is that somebody has to be set free and allowed to serve their God. Well, last time I checked, the white man say we free. So if we're free, what do we need the gospel for? Well, go ahead and get it.
It's James chapter 5, verse 1.
Check it out.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days.
That's what we were
Behold,
just talking about.
the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by pride, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
We gonna keep going.
So when it says Sabaoth, that means armies, the God of armies. I've said it before, how they like to worship war, Ares. Y'all love the God of war so much, y'all about to meet him on the battlefield.
That's right.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be like them 2,500 Marines that went over to Karg Island and are now incommunicado. To the point where Trump was like, yeah, just send me another 5,000. Yeah, never mind what happened to that other 2,500. They went over there and died. And Iran told them, hey, if you come over here, we going to bomb y'all. We going to bomb you before you get off the ship. America has not updated their way of waging war in 60 years. They're fighting like it's World War II. Meanwhile, this is a state-of-the-art war now. A drone is watching you as you even sail close to the damn land, ready to strike. But keep going, brother.
Verse 5, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you.
So they condemned and killed the Israelites while we were perfectly compliant. One of the things that, if you look at the journals of Columbus, he described the native Indians. He said, hey, they're giving, they're generous, they're virtuous and loving. And then he punctuated it by saying, they'll make good slaves. That's how our enemies think of us. They take our kindness for gullibility. Can you look up that word gullibility? I say this to my camera all the time. Words are the resolution of how you see the world. The more words you know, the better you can convey how you see the world. With more granularity, with more characteristic, more definement, right? But go ahead and get it.
Gullibility is the quality of being easily tricked, deceived, or manipulated due to being too trusting or willing to believe, often without evidence.
It wasn't that our people were gullible. They understood the prophecies of the Bible. Because when you read the curses of Deuteronomy 28, they understood when Columbus showed up, it was time to pay the price. They already knew what it was. When our people were put into slavery, why do you think when we were on those slave ships, many of us decided to jump over the side and die, rather than go into slavery or fight back? Because to fight back would be to do what? To fight against God. Because he's the one who sent our oppressors to us.
For the greatest of ye shall serve the rest.
Hey, that is true. Because look at Daniel. If Daniel didn't have to serve the kings of the heathen, he would have been called the king of Israel. Look at Zerubbabel. He was under Cyrus. Wasn't he the governor of Israel? Yes, he was. But who did he have to serve? Cyrus, king of Persia. So whether you're the greatest, hey, Yahushua or Jesus Christ,
Served us all.
he not only did he come in service of his people, but he had to bow and literally take being spat on and beaten by Pontius Pilate and the heathen.
Amen.
So let's get the gospel, right? We're going to go to Isaiah 61, and then we're going to go to Luke 1 and 68. Because it's very important to understand what the gospel is, right? Because the gospel is not for everyone. Go ahead and get it.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison houses to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion.
And where?
To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion.
Keep going.
To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified.
Now,
So what we see is the gospel clearly stated. The intent is to be delivered to the Israelites, and it's to redeem our people. And we might be known as trees of righteousness. Let's go to Revelation 21. Salakia, I got to change Bibles. Most of my revelation fell out. And
go to verse.
go to actually go to 22 and start at 1.
It's Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb, in the midst of the street of it. And on either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were from the healing of the and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
That wind is distracting, I know, bro. But so you see that tree of life that the Israelites are to inherit. That tree that bears the 12 manner of fruits, one fruit representing a tribe of Israel. But the leaves on that tree are meant for the healing of the nations. So that's one of the things that I don't want anybody to confuse. This ain't about hate. It's about order. It's a business process, right? Brother, if you could go to Micah 4 and start at 1. Because all the heathen are going to come to the Israelites in the kingdom to learn of our God and to learn of his laws. Now, is there harm in a heathen trying to pick the Bible up and keep the commandments? No. However, is it mandated from the Most High God that they do so now before Yahushai's arrival? No. They're not under the law the way that we are. Hence why, when we transgress God's laws, we pay the price. Go ahead and get it.
It's Micah chapter 4, verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Now, I know the argument sometimes is, well, it doesn't say during Christ's kingdom.
Right.
Well, that next verse puts the timeline in order. Go ahead and get it.
Verse 3, And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
You got it.
So that's when the other nations are going to be on the same page.
Now, so they said it from the rip. Elijah said it from the rip. In the last days, these things shall be established.
So my question is, who should we be focusing on now?
Mount of the Lord's house.
On the Lord's house. Who is? The Israelites. Because aren't we the temples of God?
All right. Hey, amen.
We are.
Hey, I'm
No, I know you with us because you quoting the scriptures before we read them.
Yeah, that's the word. I
Yeah.
hear my father's voice up in here somewhere.
Okay. All praises.
Keep on talking, preacher.
So are you going to keep the Passover this coming month? Because it was this month technically. But make sure you keep this Passover, Elder. Don't let this one slide by. Do not.
Make sure call me.
I got you. I'm going to make sure McAuliffe, if you don't mind, guide this brother through keeping the Passover. This is the one Passover, and this is to any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Do not miss this one. Because it might cost you your life. Don't miss this one. Right? If you saying Passover, what's this? You need to come over here and see what it is. Straight up. Hey, the elder's saying it the way I wish I could. We're warning you before the destruction get here. Some of y'all don't realize they're testing air raid sirens all over America, especially on the coasts. They're testing them now because they know them missiles are coming. And it's coming because of all the wickedness and evil that has been done here. I got you. It's a lot.
But Elder, it's I'll man. Yeah, it's good to see you, bro. Yeah.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you.
Hey, man.
I'm a Gertz.
The fact that he was finishing all the scriptures, I was like, yeah, he been in that book. Yeah, buddy, he been reading. And see, and that's the pleasurable interaction that we like. When our people are in lockstep with us, saying the verses before we even pull them out.
Right.
That means you've been studying to show yourself approved.
Right.
But if I'm pulling out scriptures and you go, I don't know what that means. Man, can you get that like in 3 other versions so I can catch up? At that point, I'm like, bro, you ain't been reading this Bible like you should. God bless you, Elder.
Oh, really, man?
Yes, sir. Love you, Elder. I apologize for our first interaction. I know it was rough.
Thank you for being patient.
Yes, sir. All right, Israelite, from the tribe of Judah, king walking the earth. Give me the angels in heaven rejoice over one sinner that cometh to repentance. See, again, we don't get merit badges for having a damn line of people over here saying, oh, we believe you. Any one sinner that says, you know what, I'm going to better myself and keep God's commandments. That is cause for jubilation and rejoicing. But more times than not, our people are waiting for a multitude to welcome them into the so-called truth, when in fact, more times than not, you're going to walk into this alone. And sometimes after you walk into it alone, you're going to have to dwell by yourself for a while. How about so you got it? You got it? All right, cool.
And we about to hang it up after this.
Luke chapter 15, verse 10. Likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repenteth.
So again, it's not about a multitude. As a matter of fact, you're told not to follow a multitude to do evil. And most of you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, the moment the multitude says they want to go somewhere, that's what you're wrong. How you doing, King? Believe in the Bible? All right, man. If you're Native Hispanic, just know you're an Israelite. Keep God's laws.
Right.
Right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we're all one family. Right? What is it? Indios, nativos? And I don't know how to say it. I'm trying not to be offensive, bro. My Spanish is so bad. I feel bad trying to speak any type of other language other than English, bro.
Yeah, me trying to say some bullshit.
For real, we gonna get beat up, bro. For real. But, you know, again, man, it's cause to rejoice, man, when we see our people truly putting forth effort to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12 real quick. Because that's what the Most High God requires of us. When he told us to be ye no more stiff-necked, man, this is what he was telling us to do. Return to the commandments. Return to the ways of your fathers.
Right.
Go ahead and get it.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So the Most High God gave us all these commandments and statutes for our good. Like we brought out earlier in Deuteronomy 17. Talking about you're not supposed to set a heathen over you. You're not supposed to vote for your oppressor. That's something that's for our good. Because how could somebody who's the son of a slave master all of a sudden turn around and do you good? It makes no sense. Sister, you got time for the Bible today? A couple minutes? Do you believe in the Bible?
I do.
Okay, well, sister, I have to ask, if you believe in the Bible, why you dress like that? Yep, and you butt naked. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 12. And I have to ask, you know, Black and Hispanic women, you have butt naked and still ain't got no man. You see it don't work yet? Yeah. Yeah, there. Give me modesty here. Modesty here. Modesty here. I forgot where that's at, man.
Yeah, give me that. First Timothy 2. Yeah, damn, I should have realized that. First Timothy 2:12 told a woman to shut up in the congregation. Yeah, that's no cross dressing. Not dress like a hoe.
Sorry,
Yeah.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or a costly array.
See, and the direction that America's going, to you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women walking out here butt naked, you making yourself a target. See, it ain't cute no more. See, again, the world has abided this wickedness long enough. Now y'all are paying with your lives. Now men are following you home. And then you calling the cops talking about, I don't know why this man followed me. You know why? Because you've been walking around butt naked all day and you attracted one of these freaky ass niggas out here. I'm not saying it's totally your fault because you should be safe in your nation. However, you got to recognize where you're at. You're here in America. Last time I checked, this is the most unsafe nation on the planet. Y'all believe in the Bible? Again, I'm not dissuaded by these looks. Because if you need help, cop come hit you upside the head. Black man, help.
Like Dave Chappelle said, he was like, put on a costume or a cop-out costume and sell my poster.
Yeah, and the thing I don't understand, why are we the villain? Because we telling women to stop looking like hoes. I'm trying to figure it out. You walking out here half naked, dressed like a prostitute. Meanwhile, we the bad guy because we tell you to put on some clothes. See, again, that's why in other nations, you dressing like a hoe, they would hit you with rocks till you die. And guess what? Your nation will be all the better for it. Get me that the nation fall not into wickedness. A whoredom and the nation fall not into wickedness. The reason why Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian households have fallen into chaos is because, namely, our mothers have become absolute harlots. I want to say whores, but not all of you are doing the whore part. But you dress the part. You act the part. And you know what the sad part is? Now, a woman saying that she got a body count of 20 coming out of high school, that's low. That's how far we've fallen. But because our women have fallen to this low estate, now they raise their children to be worse than them. And my whole deal is, if you're going to be butt naked, at least be in shape. Like, damn. Like, you the before picture in Jenny Craig.
Shalom, King.
Be safe, man. Good to see you, King. You need anything, by the way? Just let me know. Let me know. See, we be trying to tell our people, man. And I know a lot of folks, they get offended at what we say, but goddamn it, be offended then. God told you to put on some clothes. The same God you pray to when you get in trouble. You got it? Let me see.
Yeah, your phone.
Yeah. You gotta get to the tips. That same shit. Be hitting all types of fucking buttons. Goddamn, they're making niggas think.
For real. I'm not anorexic, man.
Yeah, there it is. Leviticus 19:29. Leviticus 19:29. See, again, if our people studied the Bible to show themselves approved like they supposed to, they would understand that your daughters dressing like they're harlots, how do you think they're going to raise their kids when they finally have them? They're going to raise their kids to be greater whores than them. Check it out.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
Get me children are women are their oppressors, and our children are their oppressors, and women rule.
So, our sisters practicing whoredom, taught to them by none other than the so-called white man during slavery, they don't understand. You got that from your enemy. You're doing all these things that devalue you in the eyes of all men on the planet. So I'm going to tell you, no self-respecting man wants his wife dressed like she should be on OnlyFans. No self-respecting family wants a matriarchal figure walking around like she ain't got enough sense to put on clothes. Most of you girls out here don't understand the most attractive feature is to be a chaste, demure woman. That would make you irresistible in the eyes of the man that you want. Yeah, give the man something to imagine. But see, the reality is most of you have been taught by the ways of your oppressor, so you think if I just show him everything, he'll come and run it. Go ahead and get it.
It's Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
See, again, those that lead us destroy the way of our paths. The first teacher you have as an Israelite growing up is going to be your mother. And if your mother is on that type of time where she is literally dressed like she's about to audition for ghetto gaggers, then guess what's going to happen to our children? I know some of y'all don't like the way I say it. Too bad. Your pastor should have told you this long ago. And see, the church used to be the one place you could go where if you were dressed out of regulation, the pastor would be like, hey, sis, you can't come in here like that. Put on some clothes. Now the pastor goes, well, everybody, has a seat at Christ's table. Yeah, sit up front, sister. And let me talk to you in my quarters after service. Most of y'all know you can't trust your wife around your pastor. That's why your pastor ain't got no standards. Because as long as you paying that tithe, he like, come on in. We got another room, or we got room for another one. Everybody has a seat at Christ's table. I'm going to tell you, sinners don't got a seat at Christ's table. Yeah, Pastor Ray's boom boom room. Pastor Dollar Bill, bucket naked. See, that's your pastor. But the Bible says a woman is supposed to be in modest apparel. And the Bible also says a man ain't supposed to put on a woman's garment. I hate to tell y'all out here, God got standards. You might not have no standards, but God got standards.
That's right.
The same God that y'all can't help but call on every time you get in trouble. See, it's like I told that dude earlier. Man, I don't mince my words. I'm straight with it. I don't give you room to try to tell yourself, well, he didn't mean that. No, I meant every word I said. That's why I said it to you plainly.
Said that shit and I meant that shit.
As a matter of fact, let's get Habakkuk 2. We about to hang it up. Because we're supposed to make this plain so that those that hear these words can readily just operate with it. See, again, that's what I be trying to tell folks, man. You might not got no standards, bro, but God do. And see, some of y'all, some of you parents out here, you're going to have to deal with one of your children coming to you talking about something happened to me. And then you're going to be asking yourself, why didn't I try to instruct my children more properly?
Right.
That would be my nightmare for my daughter to come to me and go, hey, Daddy, something happened to me today. I was at the bus stop and they assaulted me. And I wasn't there to protect them. And then I would have to admit to myself, I also didn't instruct my children correctly. So I invited the abuse. See, again, y'all might not like it being said, but this is a very real reality for 3/4 of all girls here in America. And guess what? It's happening to the boys, too. Your dog got the right idea. Stop and listen. See? Even the animals got enough sense to look and go, damn, you need to listen to this. It's the Israelites who go, I gotta hear that shit. Do you? You don't get you're Baptist, so you don't get it. Because the Bible says God dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Again, that's why you ain't got to talk much to show you don't know nothing. You ain't got to talk much. See, again, our people think, I sit in church, I'm righteous. If you ain't keeping the laws of God, you might as well go to the strip club. You might as well just be wicked. Don't be half in. Didn't Christ tell you, because thou art neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth because you're lukewarm? And most of you are lukewarm. You're that hot pocket that's been sitting on the counter for 15 minutes. That's you. See, again, our people don't realize this is all spiritual. I didn't put it in that sister's head to say that. She said that thinking she was eating. And she showed herself to be a fool. Because where is a Baptist in the Bible? John was called the Baptist because he baptized people. Who have you baptized, sister? Who have you baptized besides a chicken nugget and some barbecue sauce? It is what it is. Yeah, sweet and sour baptism. See, again, that's why we speak the way we do, man, because you ain't got no cloak for your sins, man. And see, when the final judgment kicks off, y'all gonna be wishing somebody would talk to you like this. Straightforward, with no filter. With a sense of urgency and alarm. As a matter of fact, go to Jude 1 for me, real quick.
Yeah, we about to hang it up, man. What I have you holding? Shit, I forgot. Yeah, 2. We gonna get that.
And get me start at 21. Brother, you got time for the Bible today? Thou says.
Jude chapter 1, verse 21. Keep yourselves in the love of God, looking for the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ unto eternal life. And if some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh.
So some of y'all we have to talk to as crazy as you talk to us. Because this is literally a matter of life and death. To those of y'all who just walk by and ignore us, hey man, you a dead man walking. Straight up. But to those of y'all who have a sense of self-preservation, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to come get your heritage back. Learn what your God's real name is. Learn what the Messiah's real name is. Because the letter J is only 500 years old. So his name can't be Jesus Christ. But many of you will turn away from this message until calamity strikes. Then all of a sudden, God and Jesus help. And guess what? That's where God breaks out the popcorn and the damn snacks. He had that little hat on with the 2 beer cups on it with the straw to come out of him. God be like, yeah, buddy, about to get it cracking.
Right.
It's going to be a good one. This nigga been acting up for a while. I've been waiting on this shit. The time has come. But, yeah. So, we trying to pull our people out of the fire, man. And to black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women, please separate from the so-called white man. We are literally at the end of his kingdom. He ain't got nothing left. Separate. Yeah, you. Again, I have to question, why would you choose the son of the slave master? Please clarify that for me. The man who can't go out in the sun without sunscreen. The man who can't even get picked on the kickball team. You picked him. Please break that down for me. You handed him all of your culture's greatest creations, and he just throwing it behind him because it don't mean shit to him.
Can't understand.
He can't understand it. See, that's why blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you are the Israelites. You are God's chosen. But if you believe yourself to be something separate, and you don't want to keep the laws of God, don't worry about it. Your ass gonna die for it. But brother, let's go ahead and hang it up. Give me Revelations 22 and start at 14 through 15. All praise.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers, and murderers, and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie.
And with that, y'all, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Kwam Yashrala,
Wam Yasharala.
and Mawaf Lababal.
Mawaf Lababal.
Means destruction of Babylon, for those of y'all who don't speak Hebrew. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.